Marvelites, assemble! Yeah, you better believe that we let this shit play out. 20 seconds, let it play out. Let it play out. We hear the last little bits, because that's how we like it. And that's how we do it here on Marvelites Assemble. Okay, that's enough of that. What's going on? We're here! Sound only today, again, as always, because I look like shit. You don't want to see my face. You don't want to see this gut. Inflamado, inflamed. You don't need that. I'm going sound only. It's for your benefit. Trust me on that. What episode is this? I think this is like episode 5? 6? Do you know? Does anybody know what episode we're doing right now? Because I don't even remember, bro. I gotta know. I can't go forward until I know how many times I've done this. And if it's worth it. It's always worth it because I just, have a good time doing it and I enjoy it. So it's nice, it's fun. But I would like to see where we're at on this. We got 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 2, 3. Oh, this is part 2. So this, 2, 3. No, this is episode 4. Oh, because I had a part 2. So yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, the one that I did before. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is episode 6. Welcome to Marvelites Assemble, season 1, episode 6. That's where we're at right now. Episode 6. How amazing is that? I'm proud of myself. I'll tell you, I'm proud of myself. I am studiomogura, studio mogura, aka the El Topo, ELTOPO, aka ANICO. Rocking at you hard from the beautiful, lovely, thunder-covered, cloud-covered Miami, Florida. Bringing you the Marvel hits, the Marvel quips, and the Marvel lips, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot to talk about today. I actually did a list. I did a list this time because I knew that I was just going to forget, and there was a lot of stuff I really wanted to get to. So it was probably in our best interest that I got a list together. So thankfully, I was on Threads and, just kind of scrolling on Threads sometimes. Also, check us out on Threads at I know I say us as if like there's a bunch of people here helping me. Just because I don't want to seem like selfish. I don't want to seem like, oh, I'm full of myself because I do everything. But literally, there's nobody else here but the cats. That's why I say us, because it's me and the 2 cats. We're both asleep right now. They're not any help, okay? So really, it's just me. So first, let me just throw that out there so I don't just seem like a total psycho. I just seem like a halfway psycho. So check us out on Threads at studiomogura.com, studiomogura.com. Our studio MOGURA at studio MOGURA, and then the thing is, it's threads.net. Excuse me, it's not a .com, it's threads.net. That's really important. So check us out there because that's our main and only social media site. I'm on Instagram, but at this point, Instagram is useless for me. Like, I don't know how to use it, bro. I can never get it off the ground. It's already too deep in the algorithm. So really, it's just the place where I go to send direct messages to like my friends and to business people, whatever. So it's just, if you're gonna direct message me, either email or on Instagram. But the only social media site you're gonna find me on is on Threads. That's it. I'm done with every other social media site. I've been off of Twitter since the day one that Threads started, and I haven't gone back. I haven't even gone back to delete my account. I gotta go back there and delete my account. But honestly, I didn't delete my account because I realized I'm never gonna go back to that fucking place. Why the fuck do I care if I'm not gonna go back? And I'd rather have the account there instead of someone else taking the account. And I know Elon smells bad is gonna fucking delete the accounts anyways. Like inactive accounts that have not been used for a year. At some point, this guy's gonna delete it. And you know what? You don't even have to worry about that shit anymore, anyways. Because you know why? Because Twitter is gonna fucking go down in a fucking blaze of glory. Twitter is gonna ultimately be shut down. They're gonna go bankrupt. There's no revenue, there's nothing. He's gonna have to just shut it down because it's costing him way too much fucking money. He just literally sold a bunch of Tesla, like billions in Tesla stock to cover the losses of Twitter. And in the last week, I can tell you, man, it has been Threads has been great since the beginning, but man, the last week has been unbelievable on Threads, man. It has been so great. I mean, the attitude, everybody's positive, everybody's getting along. Screenwriting Threads is a fucking thing. At the beginning of this, man, I will not forget that at the beginning of fucking Threads, there were people out there that were like, this will never be like a spot for fucking screenwriters and blah, 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 blah. This is stupid if you're sharing your screenwriter and blah, blah. Bro, Screenwriter Threads is alive and well. Ever since that fucking Threads Whole Foods shit with fucking Christopher Nolan, that the guy was like, give your script to fucking Christopher Nolan at Whole Foods. Like, that shit set a fucking blaze fire fucking storm that has basically timed the amount of fucking screenwriting professionals in fucking Threads. Like, they all came. Everybody left. All the screenwriters left Twitter this week. And they all came to Threads. They all came to Threads. Bro, Francis Ford fucking Coppola is posting on Threads like him. Motherfucker, you know that motherfucker sitting on the toilet taking a shit. And he's like, no, on Threads. For real. Scott Derrickson, thank you very much, man, for coming back. Because I was wondering, where the fuck did you go, dude? Like, you came onto Threads, you came on strong, and you were like, this is my new spot, blah, 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 blah. And then you disappeared. You disappeared. You left James Gunn hanging, man. Like, James Gunn has been, bro, James Gunn is the father of fucking Threads. He is on Threads, man. Whenever he gets a chance, he comments on people. He comments back to people. He interacts with fans. He corrects fucking tabloids. He corrects fucking news media people. Man, he's done a bang-up job with Threads. And then, like, I expected Scott Derrickson to kind of do the same thing. But ultimately, what turned out, Scott Derrickson went back to Twitter, because it was just, he had his followers there. It was easier for him. But now, he's got no choice, but he's got to come back to Threads because no one's in Twitter anymore. Everyone left Twitter. Twitter's a fucking hellspace. It's toxic as hell. I can't even imagine how bad it is now. Because it was terrible when I left. And for you to stay there for a whole fucking year is very disappointing. Not just Derrickson, but everybody, especially the celebrities that stay there, clinging on to their bullshit fucking fans, like they're like number one, like 80% of the fucking people that follow you aren't bots. Hello. Like, you can't rebuild that shit, in Threads again. Because those people are probably already following you on Instagram. So if they're following you on Instagram, it's gonna be easy for them to follow you on Threads. So it was no excuse for you to stay on Twitter. There was no excuse. No excuse. But a lot of you stayed because, it's easier. And that's how we've done it, man. We're now, we want things to be easy. We don't want to really try anymore, dude. And AI is a complete example of that shit. But I'm not gonna get into AI today. No AI today. So it's nice to see everybody moving over to Threads. That makes me really happy. That we just gotta maintain that community. Make sure we're not letting fucking assholes come in there. Because let me tell you, bro, the most pathetic thing that I've seen on the internet thus far, I mean, I've seen a lot of pathetic shit, but man, the people that, the ex, like, the Twitter, whatever the fuck it's called, like, zealots, the Musk zealots, the people that are, like, they'll die for Elon Musk and shit, like, seeing all of those people come to Threads to try and build their own audience and try and build something on Threads, when Threads was literally created to fucking escape them. It was literally created for, like, liberal, progressive voices to leave fucking Twitter and find a better home. And all of those people followed us to the home. They followed us. And it's like, dude, we're literally giving up on Twitter so that you can have Twitter for yourself. You guys came into Twitter from your true social shit. You came into Twitter from fucking Facebook. You came into Twitter from wherever the fuck you came from. And you ruined that shit. And we decided, you know what? You can have it, bro. We're going to go somewhere else. And what do you fuckers do? You follow us. They fucking followed us. The beautiful fucking thing about Threads is that Threads, no time for that bullshit. Everybody is in agreement on Threads that if you give somebody a fucking little second of lip, you're done. Blocked, hide, go fuck yourself. And I totally support that. That has made my experience on Threads absolutely phenomenal. I no longer feel like, oh my God, I've got to comment back on this person talk shit. Oh, you're going to talk shit? All right, cool, block. I don't have to deal with you again. I don't have to think about you again. I don't give a fuck. And the beautiful thing is, you go ahead and you tell them a fuck you. You're like, you're a fucking idiot. You're stupid. That block. And guess what? Your comment stays there and everybody sees it. That's good and bad, because I think people have found that like, oh, they don't like it when you block the person, but they can still comment or something on it. I don't know. I don't know. But all I know is I don't have a problem. You talk shit, go fuck yourself, block. And then they get to live with the go fuck yourself for the rest of their lives, and they can't comment back. And everybody gets to see that. And everybody sees their fucking assholeness. And that's fine. I'm great. It's great. It's great. It's great, man. I highly recommend joining Threads. If you're still on Twitter and you're unsure, you know what? Go fuck yourself, bro. I don't give a shit. Stay on fucking Twitter at this point. Because we don't want you on there. We don't want you to come in on Threads and be like, oh my God, I forgot about this place. Oh, Threads is still a thing? Let me tell you something. You want to get blocked on Twitter? You want to experience like Threads the worst kind of way? Come onto Threads and have your fucking post be like, oh, I forgot about this place. Oh, this place is still a thing? Hello, is anybody here? Like, how come I can't get... Dude, if you come out and you come onto Threads and that's like your first post and shit, and you're like talking that, bro, you will not, you're gonna get blocked by everybody. Everybody's blocking you. Everybody is blocking you. Because we already ran through that shit a year ago. We got onto Threads, they made the place, got into Threads, and people get bored after a fucking month. Oh, there's not enough mental stimulation, there's not enough stimulation here. I gotta go back to Twitter. And then they come back after, a week on Twitter of fucking getting dealt with all the stupid fucking racist people. And they come back and they're like, is there anybody here? Is this still thing on? Hello? Like, trying to be funny. And it's like, no, bro. No. That joke died the first week, okay? You don't need to come. You come out here now on Threads and you're talking that shit, you get blocked. You come onto Threads now and you complain about engagement, you get blocked. You're never going to get engagement. Because you should have came at the beginning of Threads. You should have left fucking Twitter and you should have learned about the algorithm. You should have learned about the engagement. You should have learned how to manage Threads back then. Not now. Not now. Now you're on your own. It sounds kind of cutthroat. It sounds kind of mean, but you know what? That's how it's got to be. Because there's no way you're going to tell me that the quality of person that is coming into Threads now, like, there isn't something about you that is a little weird. Why did you stay on Twitter? For a whole year, fully well knowing what was going on. And don't give me the excuse of your reach. Don't give me the excuse of all your followers, because all of us left our followers. Everyone's losing their followers. And at the same time, you're not losing your followers. Some of you who complain about losing your followers on Twitter came to Threads and you already had 10K plus followers waiting for you. Because you're popular. You're a celebrity. So to come on and be like, oh, I don't want to leave because I'm going to lose all my followers. Bro, you already have 10K at fucking Threads, bro. And you haven't even fucking had one post yet. The fuck out of here with that shit. It's no excuse. The people who left immediately, those are people who are real. The people who trickled in a little bit, you give them a little, okay, I can understand. People coming in now trying to fucking take over fucking Threads like it's theirs and shit from fucking Twitter, go fuck yourself. You're going to get dealt with. So be mindful when you come onto Threads. Be mindful how you treat others. Be mindful how you speak to others. Don't take everything so fucking seriously. Don't be like, I'm fighting everybody. Talk to people. Interact with people. Don't just come on there. And let me tell you something. If you come onto Threads and you have like 10 followers and you have 10,000 followers, but you're following like 10 people, like your shit's gonna suck. Your experience is going to fucking suck, bro. You want to have a great experience on Threads? Follow people. You have to follow people. You have to interact with people. You have to comment on people. I don't care how fucking big you are. I don't care. Francis Ford Coppola and James Gunn. James Gunn is in the middle of fucking filming Superman. That motherfucker don't have time for anything, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here. That motherfucker has time to take a shit, probably. And he is finding time to go on Threads. That's probably when he's on Threads. He's taking a shit. He's taking a shit probably every time on Threads. That's the only time that motherfucker can get on Threads. And I'm like, bro, thank you, man, because I know how that is, man. You're on Threads, you're taking this shit and you just want to have that moment of peace. No, he's coming on Threads and he's answering people's things. Blah, 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 blah. Come on. Don't give me this, you don't have time. Don't give me this, you can't go on Threads and just interact with fans for a little bit. You're scared of fucking the people who are going to fucking comment on you and all this shit and shit on you and stuff? Bro, you don't got time for that. You shouldn't have time for that. At that level, you shouldn't have. Once you're a celebrity, you shouldn't have time. Once you have your blue check mark, you shouldn't have time for people. I don't. I'm not gonna even check the fuck it. Just block. Who cares? Cultivate your experience so that it suits your wants and desires and your likes and needs. Don't try and placate people, and don't try and fucking go through like, I'm gonna fucking sit here and I'm gonna convince this fucking racist person not to be racist anymore. Like, that is the biggest fuck up that a lot of people did with Twitter, is that they tried to actually help people and tried to convince people. No. You have to understand these people are gone. You're talking to like Cro-Magnon. You're talking to like the last remnants of like the previous fucking evolution of man. These people are not gonna change. They're set in their ways. They're done. So just move on and search for the people who are not. It sucks. It's sad because a lot of those people are really good friends of ours. A lot of people, we love a lot of those people, but those people are set in their ways, man. They ain't gonna change. So no reason to ruin your life and ruin your mind for fucking people on Twitter anymore. No reason. And no reason to ruin your life and your mind and your time for people on threads that come on threads and try and ruin your time. No, don't give them that satisfaction. Build your safe space. Enjoy your safe space. Do your thing. It's all good. When you find your community on threads, you're gonna be happy, man, because let me tell you, the screenwriting community, the comic community, the filmmaking community, the music community that's on threads, everybody's cool. Everybody's cool, bro. You know who's fucking out there to be a dick, and when you see them, block them. Fuck them. We gotta get started, man. Like, look at that. I just went on that rant. We're 28 minutes in. But, I understand I gave a lot of beginning. We had that 6-minute intro. I'm always gonna play the intro from the beginning to end. I'm sorry that pisses some of you off. My bad. But, we still haven't even done our intros. So we gotta do our intros right now. So let's just take care of that real quick. You know how we do it. Hit me up at the PayPal. Hit me up at the Cashapp. We're talking about the QR codes on the top. From left to right, I guess. Yeah, right, left to right. Because if you're facing me, if your Papa Lee is gonna be on his, it's gonna be from Thor's hammer to Cap's shield. That's how we're doing it. Okay. Hit me up at the PayPal and the Cash App. All donations go toward the making of my independent film and my independent anime pilot, and to help sustain the studio, help to pay the rent, help to pay the electricity, help to pay for supplies, help to pay for people to hire to help me with my comics and shit, and my art, and my fucking shit. So please, support any way you can. $1, $2, $1 million. I don't give a fuck. Don't matter. Donate something to PayPal, to Cash App, and include your name in the memo, and it will be included in the end credits of either the film or the animated pilot, whichever comes first. Okay? If you want something tangible, buy my book, Full Moon Nights, available on Amazon and on Barnes & Noble for the hardcover. Those are the next two QR codes. A chronicle of the Miami rave scene in the early 2000s. Basically, my misadventures as a raver growing up in Miami. Going to this party called Full Moon Nights, which was like an all-ages event that took place at a go-kart amusement center. It was actually kind of crazy. And it was a great time. And so it's basically a book about that story. So check that out. Coming soon, my next book. I am currently trying to push it to publishers and to agents to see if anybody bites on it. But I'm like, I'm going to just give that until September, trying to be very patient on that. Even though I know I'm supposed to wait like months for people to reply, months for something, but I'm not like that. I'm so impatient, man. Like, can't wait, like, honestly, fucking 6 months for someone to reply to reading my novel and then finally decide, or read my pitch and then after 6 months decide they want to request my novel. Like, I don't got time for that, bro. Like, I gotta get this shit done. We gotta get this shit out by the end of the year, and it's like, I already got the fucking cover done. I already got the thing. I'm doing the illustrations right now. So the book is kind of edited pretty much for the most part. So it's just like, I gotta get this done. And I just hate the way that publishers are like literally like, well, I'll read your story in 3 months. And I'm like, you know what? I understand that you're probably getting bombarded with people, but if you can't see the hook and you aren't immediately kind of, oh, I want to read this right now from the email that I sent you right there and then, like last night and shit, like, I don't want to waste your time, bro. I really don't. And I don't know if that sounds bad or good. It's just, I feel bad wasting your time, with knowing that the backlog that you have and fully well knowing that I can publish my own book. And it's going to be the same thing, especially if I'm going with a small press and a small press like indie publisher, they're just going to do the same thing that I do. So that's why I'm just like, man, I'm not really looking for a small press indie person. I'm looking for like a real large fucking, publisher. to take on my books and to take on all my projects, and give me a place that I can release IHA, I can release Friends of Square Places, I can release all my books, and then it'll help me, in turn, also get those screenplays sold. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. And so I just like, man, it's just right now I'm just gotta be really fucking patient. I'm trying to be as patient as possible. It's just really difficult. So yeah. So soon, coming soon, Hell in Heels, my second novel based on my third script. Again, mature audiences only. This one is even more hardcore than Full Moon Nights. Full Moon Nights is just basically mature audiences because of all the drug shit that goes down on it. But Hell in Heels is like this is the script that I did that got me the most prizes, the most awards that I've had in screenwriting. And crazy enough, it's also the most violent thing I've ever written, dude. It's just really fucking hardcore, bro. And so there's major warnings all over the fucking thing, so just be aware of that. But overall, I think it's a great story. I was like, when I was editing it and I was listening to it and rereading it and stuff, like, I was like, damn, that shit, it's fucked up, man. But if you get over that hill, you're rewarded. So I hope people, strap themselves in for the ride and don't bail out. Don't press the ejection button. They just, they stick with it. So yeah, that's coming soon. I don't know when. I mean, if honestly, like, I can't find a publisher by the end of August, or nobody replies by the end of August, or nobody replies by September, I'm probably just going to release it myself in October on Halloween. Because I like to release on Halloween, and if not on Halloween, then I will probably release it on next year, at the beginning of next year, because I ended up, that's how I did it with Full Moon Night. So I'll probably end up releasing January of 2025. I'm shooting for January 2025, but I really would like to get it out in October 2024 because it's already done. I just gotta do the drawings and shit, and if I can get it all done in September, I'm gonna do it. Just because I want to get it out and I don't want to be worrying about this shit, man. Because if not, I'm gonna have to literally spend all next year just pitching until somebody picks it up, and I don't want to really go through that, man. I don't. And so I don't know, man. We'll see. I was up till like 5 a.m. last night, fucking sending the scripted novel out to fucking people. So to start sending out to whatever email I could find. So we'll see. So yeah. So there's that. I'm gonna add that QR code whenever I do. So just be aware of that. The next QR code is Octotaco, my website, my comic shop. Check it out for everything from the golden era, silver, bronze, modern, and millennium era. Basically, my comic shop is nothing but MCU related keys. There's some DC stuff in there, but it's all pretty much just key comics. Like it's all back issue key comics. So go ahead and check that out. There's a nice lot of X-Men comics in really great condition that are up right now, and I'm just trying to get that off the ground, and I'm going through all the comics now, making sure everything's good, and I'm gonna start putting a lot of stuff up, and I gotta put up that baby. I gotta put up the Deadpool baby. I bought the Deadpool baby popcorn bucket thing, and I'm gonna put it up for sale for $120. So if you're interested, hit me up. And it's brand new, still in the bag, perfect condition, and I'll mail it to you, free shipping, $120 if you want it. Okay, and then the next one is me, my what is it? What is that shit? Oh, the TeePublic. There's a TeePublic QR code. Check that out for my original T-shirt designs. My Heat Cultura shirt. I gotta make a Marvelites Assemble this shirt, and I'll do that. I'll do that soon. And then also check out my El Topo playlist on YouTube with all my tracks and my entire catalog dating back from 1999 up until last year. With my latest release, The Reflection Blinds You from Seeing the Truth. The album cover's right there. So check that out either on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, or I prefer Bandcamp, as you see the link in the bottom. Buy my music directly from Bandcamp, and I get the most back. If you just want to listen to it on Spotify. And then lastly, check out the Streamlabs shop that has our official Studio Mogura t-shirt and a couple other cool stuff. There's a lot of more women's apparel on that link that I'm still testing out. I gotta work on some stuff and fix it and make it look really nice. But check it out. So it should be good. And there's that. And that is all. That is all the QR codes and all the ad stuff. And oh God, finally we got through it. And now that we got through it and made it, with the mercy of the gods, we can continue and rock and roll with this shit. So where do we start? I think we need to start with, the obvious. And let's not beat around the bush. Let's just get to the hell. Fire and thunder. And let's talk about DeMayo and Marvel. And what just recently happened. And before we do, let's take a hit. Let's smoke some fucking... I got a triple salad going on here with Deep Space, The Force, and some other fucking shit. The Force number 4, which is pretty good at 29%. This Narlati coming in at 24%. And then our typical Deep Space at 26%. And then the Force was 29%. This Force is not bad. It's pretty good. Well, the Narlati was like whatever. I was like just any other generic fucking weed. But the beautiful thing about Flowery is that their whatever weed is like far superior than anything that Flowery has. So yeah, let's hit this, and then let's get into the fucking deep shit. Okay, so I need to find like I don't have my Stream Deck set up anymore because I just don't have it set up. Let me see if I can get this going because since I did the new computer, I just never really set it up, so I don't think anything is right, So you know what? We'll worry about it. We'll do it for the next time, and I'll set it up for next time, so I'll have some really good sounds for Marvelites Assemble. I have to redo my sounds for He Cultura because He Cultura is coming up soon, man. It's just around the corner, 2 months away. He Cultura coming at you. Well, when we have that first tip off, we are back, baby. I would like to try and do This Jets Life before the NFL season starts, just to give you a kind of taste of what's to come, to expect from the Jets, which is hell. And I would like to publicly say fuck you to Woody Johnson again but this time for hosting a fucking dinner for JD Vance, that son of a bitch, piece of crap. So yeah, fuck you on that. I'm very disappointed in the Jets. I'm very disappointed in Woody Johnson. Doesn't surprise me because he was a fucking Trump lapdog. He was Trump's, Trump appointed him the fucking ambassador to like England or some shit like that. Also, he can get like free trips to go to Wimbledon. It was just fucking bullshit, man. Like, fuck him, man. Fuck Woody Johnson, bro. That guy's evil. Evil, bro. You know how evil you gotta be to host a fucking dinner for JD Vance now after you see all the empty fucking goddamn, like, shit that guy's doing and how stupid he is and the horrible shit that he says, and you're hosting a dinner at 50 grand a pop, and you know that she's gonna sell out, right? Like, people are gonna go to that, and it's like, fuck, how, like, rich people are fucking stupid. Like, do you get stupid when you get rich? Is that what happens? Like, what are you thinking? Like, Woody Johnson, bro, if you back Kamala, man, like, you become a hero, and you become a saint, and nobody gives a fuck about what happens with the Jets. But right now, because you're giving money to JD Vance, and you got stupid fucking Aaron Rodgers still opening his mouth saying stupid shit, enjoy the fucking season hellstorm that's coming to you, bro. Because if you don't fucking win the Super Bowl this year, you're done. You're done. Done. Never in my life. 40 years, never in my life. Anyways, this isn't a fucking Jet show. This is a Marvel show. So let's get to something more important. We gotta take the hit. So that's more important. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Freak out. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you. I really just don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. Because, you got one side this, one side that. At the same time, Marvel's telling you all these details. Disney is trying to fuck over some dude who died at one of their restaurants. And they're like claiming, oh, well, he had Disney Plus, he can't sue us. So you're like, well, Disney's obviously the fucking dick here. And then you have all the years of fucking like every time you put your faith in your trust and faith into an actor or celebrity because you follow them, you like them, not because I want them to lead me into the fucking future. No, you just like them and you like their films and you like to support them and you think they're good people and shit. They seem like great people, and they turn out to be fucking slimeball assholes, fucking predators. Everybody's got a kink. Everybody has a thing that turns them on. Everybody has their thing. I'm not gonna knock you for wanting to jerk off, or I'm not gonna knock you for fucking wanting to fucking masturbate. I'm not gonna knock you for anything that you do. I'm not gonna knock you, bro. Just keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Keep it under wraps. Keep it at home. Keep it where it belongs, in the bedroom. Like the whole like joking about fucking sex jokes and making that shit like at work and shit, like that shit died. Like in early fucking like late 90s, or I thought it died. But really it died like in the 2000s. By 2010, you couldn't be making fucking jokes like that or anything, or joking like sex jokes in fucking work. You could not. Could not. Hell, 2000s you couldn't. That's why I'm just like, bro, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And I'm like, you can't bring me, this is just who I am. No. Like, and I understand, because Marvel and Disney knew what they were getting with this guy, because this guy is completely open with his shit. And it's obvious that this guy, look, man, he obviously works a lot with his body, and he works at it a lot, and he loves his body, he loves his face, and you know what? Power to DeMayo for that. Power to DeMayo for having the confidence that, you know what, I look fucking good, I'm gonna show it off, but yo, not at work. Not to fucking artists and people trying to fucking get this shit done. You're sending them fucking naked pictures. Like, if that is true, which it's gotta be true, because Disney is not going to fucking say that publicly in the news and put their liability and shit ready to go unless that shit is real, true, and they got evidence. They have the body, they have the murder weapon, they have the location, they have the cards in hand, and they're ready to fucking tell you Tim Curry did it at the end. These people do not fuck around. That's why it's like fucked that they're doing this shit with the fucking guy who died in the fucking restaurant, because it's like, it's not even about, I mean, like, I get that you have no soul and no heart if you're really gonna go through with that, but it's like, look, bro, these people have lawyers that they found that shit, and they set that shit up that way. Because they've dealt with that before. You think that's the first guy that's died at their restaurant out of allergic reaction? No. I'm sure that shit happened in the 70s. And ever since that shit happened in the 70s, and they got hit with the $1 million lawsuit back then, they changed that shit. And we're just noticing it now. But there is no excuse for this kind of shit anymore, bro. Like, off hours, man. Off hours. If you develop a relationship with someone in the office, I mean, I get it. It's fine. I was in love with a coworker for years. I get it. But I kept that shit to myself. Because the moment that I told her, hey, you know what? I think you're really great, she stopped talking to me. Oh, shit. Fuck that up. Never. No, don't. And that was just me telling her, man, like, do you want to go on a date? Or I think you're really cool. That's not me saying, you might have sending naked pictures there. Oh my God. Bro, what is that shit? Like, what is that shit? Explain to me. What is that shit that makes you think people want to see your dick? And this isn't a gay thing. This is not that. This is all men. All men. Why? I have not ever had that desire. I have an embarrassment, bro. I fear, like, taking a picture and, like, them seeing even the bulge. I fear taking a picture and having my fucking zipper down in the picture, bro. And the embarrassment of that. How the fuck do you guys get the fucking confidence? And I'm a confident guy, bro. I'll stand in front of an audience of 1,000 fucking people and belt out my soul over the fucking song that I fucking wrote. About my fucking ex-girlfriend that broke my fucking heart, like, for the 80th time. But I have no confidence in sending a dick pic. Like, I don't understand that shit. I do not understand that shit. That shit just boggles my fucking mind. Like, I swear to God, bro, that's gonna fucking be like the unanswered question. There's 2 questions that will never be fucking answered. Who shot JFK, and why the fuck do men find it like okay to send dick pics? Like, send dick pics that they haven't asked for, thinking that, oh, she's gonna love me now. Like, what are we doing? And I guess I'm like really upset because he came on to Threads, right? And let me tell you a little bit of backstory here. Taking some coffee first. When X-Men 97 dropped, okay, Threads was the best it's ever been. This past week of screenwriting threads with the Nolan shit, I mean that kind of came close to eclipsing it. And I think it did just because we had this tidal wave of new members of all these high-end fucking writers, all these high-end fucking producers, all these people from Hollywood came into Threads, and now they're all just chilling there having a great time. So I might have eclipsed the X-Men 97. But let me tell you, X-Men 97 on Threads that whole time was amazing. It was such a great time. It was such a great time. Everybody was just living and dying by that shit. Making sure not to spoil it for anybody. Everybody was like on the same page. It was great. It was like watching Game of Thrones on Twitter. That's what it was. It was like when you watched Game of Thrones and then you ran to Twitter and talked about it. That's just like that. Or Walking Dead. And then when he came on to Threads, he posts, a thankful thing. I'm here on Threads. I'm gonna take a bigger attention. But you know what? I want to thank for people that support, whatever. And then he just drops, I was trying to keep this to myself, but the reason why they fired me was because, he posted the picture of the Cyclops, of him dressed as Cyclops, and they told him to take it down for gay pride. They told him to take it down, and then they fired him right after that. And I got upset because I was like, I support my gay friends and all that stuff like that. And the drawing wasn't that bad. The drawing was just like him in short shorts without a shirt. And it's like, it's not that bad. It's gay pride. Whatever. And it's like, I got upset and I was like, dude, I can't believe they did this to you. You know what? Just know that, we really had a great time here on Threads, and you really kind of like, you gave us this experience, and you gave us this moment that we all shared here. And know that it was awesome, and we support you. And that's fucked up. And then I went to Mara, I can't believe you did this. What the fuck are you guys doing? You're fucking trying to fuck somebody from suing you because you fucked up and you gave them a food that killed them. And you think I'm not gonna believe that you're not doing this on the other side? What's wrong with you? What's happening with you? You got rid of Pearl Nutter. You finally got rid of Pearl Nutter, and now you fucking are starting to be like him? What is going on? And then they let you know what's going on. They weren't going to stand by and let this motherfucker be like, oh, you're going to post that shit? Okay. You really want to go there? Which, let me tell you, man, like, you really got to look at it right now. That's kind of psychotic. It's kind of psychotic that he would even think about posting, like, anything. Or bringing it up. Like, the only reason why I think he might have done that was because it must have gotten out what he did. What he did must have been a culture crave or some kind of like, one of these like media outlet people must have gotten a hold of what it was that he got fired for. And they were about to release it. They were about to announce it. And so because they probably contacted him, were like, hey, we got a hold of what Marvel was talking about, why you got fired. We're going to release this. We're going to say this just to give you a heads up. And he was like, all right, well, whatever, well, fuck it. And then he went in and he did his thing. That's what I got to imagine happened. But still, even then, I wouldn't have said nothing. You don't say nothing. You don't say nothing. Because if you, at any given fucking moment, send nude pictures to people on staff, you are fucked. There's no way you're going to explain that. There's no way you're going to be like, oh, well, it's because no. And again, we're going to say it again. There's no way Marvel would have ever put themselves in this position and said that shit if they did not have fucking evidence, bro. If they did not, they would never have done it. They would never. So I'm sorry. This guy sent nude pictures to people on staff. So you go and you like, and then he fucking says something and is all like, "This is why they fired me." He like straight up lies like that. That's fucked up. That's a level of just what is going on up there. And I'm like, man, I gotta think maybe in that position you're just like, oh my god, I gotta try anything to save my career and shit like that. But man, a lot of these fucking people, bro, like look, everybody again has their kinks and everybody has their things. I get it, bro. Like people fuck up, We have to be more about accepting people for who they are, and even though they fuck up somehow, like be willing to try and help them or not fix them, but just give them the opportunity to fix themselves and help themselves. Give people the opportunity to change. We don't do that anymore. We're just like at the beginning of the fucking show, I'm like, block, motherfucker, block, mute, block. Fuck it. Protect your space. And I get that, man, but I also get that like there's some people that we can't just block out, Some people we gotta like help. Look at the beauty that this guy creates it, but then also look at the horror. The beauty and the horror. Yuk sweet jahaka. Whatever she says. We can't turn our backs on everybody, dude. We can't do that, okay? We can't do that. Some people are worth saving. Some people are worth saving. Some people are weird, a little fucked up, and they do their thing, but hey, you know what? Put them in check. That's it. He should have shut the fuck up. He pulled a fucking disrespect fuckface. A Dr. Disrespect. Okay, let me tell you, bro, Dr. Disrespect, like, I really liked him, and I love following him and all this kind of shit. And when that shit came down, it was so crushing, bro. It was so disappointing. Because it wasn't even like, again, man, like, when you get fucking the fire on you, bro, just be like, I'm sorry, I fucked up. Dr. Disrespect could have easily been like, yeah, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. That was really fucked up of me. I don't know what I was fucking thinking. She was really nice. She was kind of cute. And we just started talking. And it was just, sometimes you're a really lonely person. And even though I'm married and I have my wife, I like to interact with fans and shit like that. And I like to get the love. Sure. But it was wrong. And I should not have done that. That's it. Just that. And I'm going to take a leave of absence. My bad. I'm going to go to therapy. I'm going to go into fucking, on a vacation in fucking Tahiti. I don't fucking know. Do something. That motherfucker could have taken like 3 months off, a month off of streaming, and then come back to that shit, and he would have been like, and just not even announce him coming back. Just start streaming again, like a normal fucking streamer, like a normal fucking person. Just start streaming again, not even really showing his face, just stream, no fucking voice, just him streaming. And people would have just been like, people would have just followed him, and it would have gone back to about his gameplay. Okay? Because he was like the two-time guy because of his gameplay. Not because of this fucking persona shit. And it's like, that's where it got lost. It's like, yo, you became more interested in protecting the persona rather than the actual fucking thing itself, which is the whole machine, is this streaming thing. People come to watch you play the games. You could have just disappeared your face, but no, you have to have your fucking this Dr. Disrespect persona out. It has to be put up, and that's really what you're selling. And you're not trying to lose, and that's where you fucked up. And then he comes out with some fucking image of him playing chess, and that's it. People destroyed him. They flipped it like he's like, he's playing chess against like a little kid or something, and it was just like, oh, he's done. He's done. There's no coming back from that. There's no coming back from him. And if he comes back, he's pure MAGA. Pure MAGA. Pure. Because I don't question people who I ask or wonder what's your policy. You kind of do have to now. You really do. But for the most part, you're watching him play the fucking Call of Duty games, and you're not really thinking. And you're assuming he's a decent fucking person. He's not gonna fucking vote for a guy that's gonna want to fucking get rid and kill fucking black people on the street and shit. But what is he turning? Oh, you people are woke. As soon as your money fucking starts throwing out the woke shit, get out of here. Get out of here. Go stay on Twitter. You're gonna find your fucking base on Twitter. You're gonna have enough fucking support on Twitter. Don't worry. He's gonna be just fine because he's gonna get all the fucking Trump supporters to back him, all the fucking psycho people, all the racist people, and then that's what's gonna suck to see. Like the same, he's gonna start to drink the same poison. He's gonna start to fucking just turn into the fucking monster that all these other celebrities that we kind of liked at some point, and they all turned into like, they all got into MAGA, and they all got into fucking hate, and they got into like, they fucked up somewhere along the line, and instead of taking responsibility for themselves, they just were embraced by all the people who were also fucking pieces of shit and fucking serial killers and shit. And they're like, oh, well, people still like me. Instead of like thinking about, okay, well, what kind of people still like you? It's one thing to be liked by the general audience. It's another thing to be liked by Nazis. I don't think you want to be liked by Nazis, bro. And like all of these fucking, you know who we're talking about, man. Russell Brand, fucking, how, even though Kid Rock was a piece of shit from the fucking very beginning, he was still popular because of the MTV shit and his song, and it's everywhere. He could play anywhere and people will be jam up. Now he plays and it's only a crowd of fucking 20 at a fucking Republican convention and to like a bunch of old white people who fucking actually hate him. And that's what's gonna happen to him. You're gonna see Dr. Disrespect showing up at fucking like MAGA rallies and fucking, with the red vest and the red this and the red that. Right there and then you know everything. And look at his fucking logo now. This logo don't look really good, man. Now that you put that shit next up to a Nazi symbol. You'll watch the fuck out, bro. I don't give a fuck how big you are. Doesn't fucking matter how tall you are. Doesn't matter how fucking two-time you are. Fucking every Nazi gets fucking knocked out at some point. And that's something that I never thought I'd fucking think, see, or know or even conceive that guy would be like that. Maybe. But now you gotta question it. Now of course. Why wouldn't he be? He's getting fucked over left and right, and he's not taking responsibility for his shit. So he's blaming everybody fucking around him. He's gonna fucking come out. He's gonna say, oh yeah, the fucking Jewish people are the ones doing it to me. Oh, it's all the black people who's doing it to me. It's all the Asian people. It's all the fucking feminists doing this shit to me. The fuck out of here with that. Is that what's gonna happen with Bo? Is that gonna happen with this guy? He's already laying down the pieces to make it seem como que he's not taking responsibility for this shit. Fucker, take responsibility for this shit, bro. Just fucking be like, I'm sorry, bro. The sooner you say I'm sorry, bro, the sooner we can move into fucking helping you. But like you don't fucking, these people don't fucking get that. They think us telling you to apologize is like breaking their fucking will, and then we're gonna enslave them, and we're gonna fucking this, and we're gonna... No, man, we want to help you, but we can't help you until you admit that you are a problem. You cannot be helped until you admit that you have a problem. It's like, I'm sorry that it's fucking 12-step shit, fucking, AA meeting crap, but dude, that's the truth. Before we can do anything, bro, you gotta come out and you gotta be, I'm sorry, my bad, I fucked up. I fucked up. Do you know how refreshing it would be to audiences and supporters and all these people if for somebody who fucks up to admit, yes, I fucked up? Bro, look at Joe Biden, bro. Joe Biden was like, no, I'm not fucking leaving. And then they kind of forced him to leave. And he realized, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna leave, bro, because I'm too old for this shit. I'm too old to fight for this shit. I'm too tired to fight. Look, you saw him on the beach. You saw him coughing. You saw how he sounds. He sounds bad. He sounds old. It's not that he's older. It's not that he's like less cognitively aware or anything like that. He's just sick. He's just old because he's sick. He's sick. So all the travel, that shit tires him out. All the thing, that wears him out, bro. And he goes and he makes the flip. And now look at us, bro. Look at the Democrats. Look at the progressives. Let's go at it with Kamala. Nothing stopping us. Biden comes out. He does his speech. Hey, look, I had to do this. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves him. Can you imagine if Biden comes out and he starts fighting? He's like, no, they forced me. I don't agree with this. Kamala's like that. Sure, Kamala's fine, but you know what? I didn't like it. Can you imagine if he fucking did that? Do you fucking think the Republicans wouldn't have done that? Do you think they make Trump step aside, he's gonna be fucking like, yeah, support JD Vance? No. 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 Which is why it's important for Bo to shut the fuck up and admit the truth. There's no way they're gonna fucking say he was sending naked pictures to people. You know why else I'm like, this has gotta be true? Someone pointed this out on Threads. I'm sorry I didn't write down your name, and I'm sorry. Next time, I gotta always do that. When I ever see a hot take on Threads, I'm gonna fucking start copying it, saving it for fucking Marvelite, and then I'm gonna say, oh, this person on Threads said that, so I can give you the big ups. But this person on Threads, they were like, what we noticed is that no one else has said anything. I don't know if everyone's under an NDA. I'm assuming they're under an NDA. I'm assuming they're under nobody wants to lose their job, which is fine. But how in football do they get away with, oh, this anonymous source fucking said this guy's a fucking asshole? You can't tell me, you can't go to a fucking news media and be like, look, I want to be quoted, but I want to be quoted as anonymous. And then be like, yeah, he was sending naked photos to people. And he knows he did it. He knows he fucked up. He was warned about it a bunch of times, and he didn't do shit. He kept doing it. I would love to hear somebody say that. But of course, NDA and stuff like that, so, they're not going to say anything. But the thing is, no one has come to his defense. Since the moment they fired his ass, ain't nobody come out and be like, that was wrong, they shouldn't have fired him, blah, 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 it was fucked up, blah, blah. Nobody. No one. Just like Wong in fucking Doctor Strange. No one. You don't think that's weird? That nobody's fucking been like, yo, DeMayo's right, bro. They were fucking, I don't know. I'm sorry, by the way. I'm not sure if it's DeMayo or DeMayo. I think it's DeMayo because I don't think it's DeMayo. But DeMayo, you think, they didn't fucking come out and say, no, Marvel's wrong on this, bro. People would have come out and said something right now. There would have been, people on that show, that other artists, people who worked hard on that show, anybody that supports him in Marvel, they would have come out and been like, Marvel's lying. That's not true. But did you notice? Crickets. Not one person has said shit to back that guy up. No one's going to say anything to back up Marvel. They don't got it. They're under NDAs. But if this man was really being fucking thrown under the bus and really being fucked over, people would say something. And no one said anything. So, boom. Tells you everything. Tells you everything you need to know. I mean, if he comes back at us with some crazy ass fucking evidence, bro, he's got to come back at us with some grassy knoll fucking JFK, Kevin Costner fucking shit, bro. To really fucking prove to us that there was another shooter. And come on, if he didn't already do that shit, why is he doing it now? You gotta wait for some time. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, bro. You're ruining my fucking career. You're ruining my life. I ain't gonna wait fucking 6 months because of fucking some clause and shit. Motherfucker, I'm coming out the next day calling you a fucking asshole to your face. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. Too many motherfuckers going into fucking Hollywood. Too nice, bro. Too nice. Just like fucking, we are with racists and media people in the media who are openly fucking racist, who are openly sexist, who are openly misogynist, who are open fascists. All these dudes being interviewed being like, yeah, the reason why I hate democracy. What? And you're living in this country? No. Motherfuckers who hate democracy, motherfuckers who tout fascism and live in this country? In this country. Jack Nicholson. In this country, we don't stand for that. Start stripping motherfuckers of their citizenship when they start talking. Everybody January 6th motherfucker should have their citizenship stripped and should not be allowed to vote ever again in this country. These motherfuckers are going to come out and we don't want to try and fucking vote. Watch. And we, in Florida, gave felons the right to vote. But that's because they did their time and that's because they were doing fucking drugs and shit like that. It's not because it was politically. They weren't fucking trying to take over this country. And now you're gonna give him the right to vote again? No. I'd rather give somebody who went to jail for robbing a fucking liquor store and fucking did their fucking time and coming back out, I'll give him his fucking right to vote. But I'm not gonna give the right to vote back to somebody who does 20 fucking years for treason. Fuck you. You lose that shit forever. You lose that shit forever, like DeMayo loses us forever as fans for lying to us. I hope he's got some shit, bro. He's got to come out with some major shit, bro, to come out talking like that. And then to come out with the lawyer shit and be like, oh, my lawyer's going to fix all this, blah, 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 blah. What? After they just accused you of fucking sending new pictures of... Oh, man, you're going to wait still? No. No. Fuck you. No. The fuck out here with that. They just said you were sending naked pictures to people, bro, and you're gonna be like, yeah, my lawyer's gonna handle it. What? No, man, handle it now. Handle your business now. Call somebody fucking out. Say, no, fucking Kevin Feige's a fucking lying asshole. Fuck him. I don't know. Do something. But when you're like, I'm gonna hide behind my lawyer, I'm gonna hide behind the thing, I know how that is. That's just, we're gonna fucking take care of it and talk and sweep it under the rug, and then like 10 years later it's gonna come out on the news. That's what happened now. He got fired, swept under the fucking rug, then boom, it pops out. And we all look like assholes. I looked like an asshole posting on fucking Threads telling them I support you and all. You made this place look great. Fuck you, Marvel. I can't believe you did this. And then boom, naked pictures. The fuck? I look like a fucking dipshit. And you're gonna tell me, well, you know what? You should have just waited till the vaccine out. No, fuck you. I'm not gonna. What the fuck? The guy's posting right now. We're talking right now. Instead of waiting for the fucking thing, how about he not fucking post shit at all? And don't try and rope people into fucking supporting him. It's disgusting, dude. Like, it's more disgusting than sending the naked pictures. It's like thinking that you're just fucking like you did nothing wrong. Fuck that. Brutal conservative mentality. Brutal fucking Republican mentality. And for someone who's fucking gay with the gay pride, how can you think like that? It's disappointing, man. It's sad, bro. It's sad. It's sad because I had to fucking tell this to my Republican conservative fucking father, who before I even finished the story, he was like, oh, he did something fucked up. And I'm like, yeah, he fucking did something. Because he fucking thinks every fucking gay person is a fucking predator. And it's like, you know, you can't say nothing to him. Because, yeah, this guy basically, was sending naked pictures to people. Feeding the fucking stereotype. Why? How is it that you're doing that and you don't think at one moment, man, how is this gonna ruin this? This could fucking fuck up more than just me. I was happy to see that Marvel had fucking hired somebody who was so flamboyant and so open with like their OnlyFans, and this guy's got things like they basically hired like a practical porn star. And I'm like, man, look at Deadpool. They fucking hired Ryan Reynolds to do all the fucking shit he does in Deadpool, so why the fuck won't you deal with this guy? But I don't think Ryan Reynolds was saying dick pics to everybody. Like, I think when you go to talk to Ryan Reynolds on set, like, he's probably super fucking, like, normal, but then look at all the fucking jokes and look at all the fucking shit that they do in the movies, bro. You don't think, like, you would think that he's like that in normal, but do you hear of that? Motherfucker's had a whole career and nothing. So... and everyone says he's great. Don't tell me you can't keep that shit in check. Damn, bro. It sucks, man. It sucks, bro. Moving on. First hour done. Listening to Marvelites Assemble. I am Studio Mogura, Studio MOGURA, also known as El Topo, ELTOPO, or the ANICO. Check out my music on Bandcamp. Check out the QR codes, and it'll take you where you need to go for any other stuff to support me. Please do that. Our next topic is something a little bit more funner, a little more cool, and the hot topic of the weekend. It's the hot topic of the weekend. And that is Alien Romulus. Let's get to our letterbox right now. and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do our rating right now. Okay. So I have watched it. I liked it. Um, what I thought was great was it was very authentic. It was very true to the vibe and the feel of what Aliens should be. And this film was the film I feel that finally put the nail in the coffin in that this is how the Alien films should always be. I'm not saying it should always be like this structure, I'm just saying the vibe, the look, especially the look, okay? This look reminded me a lot of Aliens 3 and how Aliens 3 just took Ridley Scott and what Cameron did with Aliens and then took it and then what Fincher did was make it his own and just still push that look into the future, still push that look, that gritty, dirty Blade Runner, like high tech, low tech kind of world, you know? And it just like, you gotta feel like you're watching Blade Runner. You know? That's the thing about Aliens, is that like Aliens makes you feel like you're watching Blade Runner. You know, but it's an alien. And it's killing people. I don't think we've had that since Aliens 3. We haven't had... excuse me. Well, film-wise, we haven't had that since Aliens 3. Overall, we haven't had that since Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation is such a great game. And I highly recommend, if you watched Alien Romulus and then you went and you watched all the fucking movies and now you're on this Alien kick, I highly recommend you have one day to do it. Go to fucking Steam, buy fucking Alien Isolation because it's on sale for $9.99 right now. The whole bundle, the whole thing, all the games, all the packs, everything on sale for $9.99. It ends today on Steam. Highly recommend you go check that out and get that for $9.99 because that game is normally 30 fucking bucks. And they're selling it for $10 on fucking Steam. Up today's the last day. On the 18th, it ends. And then check out that game and then do that game because that game is fucking awesome. That game is fucking awesome. That game really encompasses the feel and vibe of the original films. And you know, like that is where I thought the franchise should go. I thought the franchise should just initially pick up right after Alien Isolation. And it should just pick up right there, live action version, and you're like wondering who's this chick, and you have to learn about her again, kind of, because you're in the movie. But for the most part, it's like really trying to get you to go play the game Alien Isolation. Go play Alien Isolation, and you will know who this person is, and you will love this person. And I think you can still do it. And I think that's kind of why they're jumping around with the times and making it 20 years. Frankly, like, spoiler alert, 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 spoiler alert. That's it. Spoiler alert. Frankly, I think at the end of the movie, they should combine this ending of Romulus with the ending of Isolation. I'm trying not to be total spoiler alert, but I have to pass because I personally feel that's a big spoiler alert. But they should basically combine the films. Now, this film is not first and foremost, I watched it and I liked it, so that's already 1 star. You got me to watch it, you got me to like it, 1 star. Okay. Overall, film, it works. It goes. It has beginning, middle, and end. You know, you follow there's characters you kind of love. There's scenes that are like okay, cool. Scenes that are memorable. Blah 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 blah. The lighting's great. Direction's great. Script is okay. Script is alright. Script is it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Music is good. Sound is good. Sound is very good. Sound is very good. They really, at the end, they knew what they hit it with the beeping and the sound effects more than a music soundtrack. There's no music soundtrack. There's a music soundtrack in Aliens 1. but it's really more it's more about sound effects. Aliens is really where Cameron did because he did the music all himself, with like a composer in his house, and their apartment or their fucking living room or some shit like that. And then like that guy made the fucking track, the dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Like this quintessential song that it was used in all these fucking action movies and shit. Like, so they did that there. But this one went very old school and with just the sound effects, and it was great. I loved what they did with it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give it 2 stars right away. Just right away, 2 stars. We're already starting with 2 stars. It's definitely a 2-star film for sure. Is this a 3-star film? Is Alien Romulus a 3-star film? I definitely think so, because you see the reaction of everybody. Everybody is reacting very positively to this film. It did very well at the box office. It was number 1. It was fun. It wasn't like number 1 because it was like, oh, people were just only going out to go see it, because it could have been that and then been a really shitty film, because that's literally what's happened with all the Alien films. All the Alien films are like, you go out there to think it's gonna be good, and you leave disappointed. Even the newer ones by Ridley Scott, like they're all just, man, it's so fucking annoying, dude. It's just, no, man. Like, I have no idea what you were trying to do. And to be honest, like, I was very happy to see how this film went out of its way to take bits, and not that there was rehashing. I mean, it does rehash a lot, in that we're gonna get to that. But as far as like the positive stuff about the film, and that it took like. It took parts of every film so that you can watch this film and you're like, shit, now I gotta go back and rewatch every film. Normally you watch this film and you're like, oh, okay, I just want to see part 1 and part 2, because those are like the best films universally, is part 1 and part 2. Some people now, more people now like Aliens 3 because they like David Fincher now. And they go back and they realize that there's a different version. There's a studio version of that film, and there's a David Fincher version of that film, and then a director's cut. And you go to find the director's. It's called some other cut. It's called the something cut. I don't remember what the fuck it's called. Some guy mentioned it the other day, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, you mean the director's cut?" And I was like, "Yeah." Hold on, I gotta sort this out real quick. Oh shit. I always hate it when I drop that, because this shit is like a shish kebab thing, right? It's a thing used for shish kebab. It's metal, and it's like super sharp. And if it falls on you or on your foot the wrong way, you're fucked. It's like alien fucking acid, but metal spike style. So the film takes bits and it makes you have to watch the older films, including Romulus, including Prometheus and the Covenant film. And I'm like, fuck, I had to watch that shit last night. As soon as I had to watch it, all those other films. I was like, oh, that's right. And they took parts, and they did a really good job at figuring out a way to kind of combine the films to make them all kind of work together and kind of make it all. At first, I had to like kind of like force myself to like, this is like kind of, and it's like, okay, wait, no, it makes sense. It's right, because number 1, Sigourney Weaver in Resurrection, when they have the first humanoid alien, they show the first humanoid alien, and then eventually with what happens in Prometheus, that's basically what this film did, is kind of combine that and make it less of a hive thing. With this whole time we've looked at it like if it was like an insect. Like, this was just an insect that invades a fucking planet, but unfortunately Ridley Scott had to fucking like change that up and be like, no, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna piss all over everybody's party because I'm the one that fucking started this shit, And then he had to make it super fucking complicated and super fucking ridiculous, and it couldn't just literally be a bug aliens versus man. It couldn't just be that, It had to be like, oh no, this all goes back to the beginning of man and this and that and blah blah blah. And it's like, I love you, Ridley Scott, but I say, come on, bro, just give us the fucking shit, bro. Just give us the fucking shit. Don't make it complicated. But he had to make it complicated, And I think that's ultimately kind of what hurt, like, the film, is that having to make it complicated. The film literally should have ended with like 15 minutes left. If the film would have ended number one, I didn't like the film, the way the film ended. I didn't like the way the film ended because the film ended the same way every fucking goddamn Alien film has ended. Prometheus ended the same way. You know, it copied how part one and part two ended, which I'm like, is this the thing that you're doing now? Every Alien film now has to end with the quintessential Star Trek audio log. You know, this is me signing off. Because that's in like every one. It's in each one. So it's like, are we doing that? Is that a thing now? Because you just made it a thing now. So the next fucking Alien, I expect it to have that. Which already tells you the next Alien, well, that means that everyone's going to survive. Because there's always going to be a survivor to give the log. I don't think that should have happened with this film. I think this film would have hit 10 times harder. Spoiler alert, 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 spoiler alert. If everybody would have died. If when the chick had the thing, I think the thing should have fucking just killed everybody. And it should have ended in fog, pulling out of the girl being pulled back into the fog. You don't really show it. You don't really do. Because what they ended up doing is just redoing part one again. They redid the ending of part one. That's a minus with this. And I'm still at 2 stars. You know? Like, I want to give it the 3 stars because that's a normal average movie. That's like, for me, 3 stars is like, okay, it's a good movie. And this was a good movie. But I don't think I'm going to give it more than 3 stars because of that. There's no way this is a 4-star movie. No. There's no way that this is a 3.5-star movie. I don't think so. I think this is an average 3-star film because of that. Because the end was ruined. To me, the end, I was like, oh, okay, I can turn off the end and not really watch the end. I can just shut off and not really pay attention anymore. Because the end is like her getting into the fucking suit, her fucking launching the fucking thing out into space, her fucking, you know, this, and then fucking everybody's safe. No. They already repeated that in bigger form on part 2. So to repeat it in this form really doesn't fucking make sense. The only thing you're trying to do is make it seem like it's more dangerous because she's actually out there in the fucking space and shit, and it's like, oh, no one can hear you scream. No one can hear you anything. And I'm like, dude, no. I get it, but no. I didn't like that. And then, there was too many little harken backs to the older film. Get away from her, you bitch. No. That belongs to one fucking person. No, thank you. All the other little hints that they did to the films previously, no. Give me just a little. Give me the connect. You're already giving me the connection because you're giving me Ash. Because you gave me the robot guy and and it's like, and it wasn't even really that good, to be honest with you. It was like really bad. Like, I personally think you fucked up with the Ash, and I think it should have been Bishop. Because the guy that plays Bishop, it's on the tip of my tongue. Lance Henriksen. He's still around. Oh, está viejito. Está muy viejito. But you know what? I think if he was capable and he was available, you bring him in and you put him as a scientist. You put him as a scientist that's like half dead and naive or something that's like... You give him the role that he was in Aliens 3. But that guy in Aliens 3, but older. Because Bishop is based on him. And he should just be older. Could have brought him in. I'm curious to see if they would have done that. I'm curious. Because to have I just didn't like the way that it looked. I thought it looked really bad. I just thought it looked really bad. So And if like people are gonna complain about fucking Quantumania fucking guy's head, well, I'm gonna complain about this Ash that was just like, oof, a little stretched out. His face was stretched out. So yeah, I'm good with 3 stars for Alien Romulus. It was a good movie, but it wasn't. It didn't blow me away, man, because it was too much. Like this, it was exactly what I expected and exactly what I was afraid of, which is that it was gonna be basically Aliens Force Awakens. In that, the Force Awakens is good and it's fun, but there's too many callbacks to the older films. It's just a remake of the first one, but bigger. The beauty that Cameron had with 2 is that he kind of he had the hearkening of the first ones, like, shooting it back into space and stuff like that, and then, but it was bigger. His thing was that back then in the 80s and stuff, you made the sequel bigger. The sequel was about being the first movie but bigger, and that's what he did. He made more aliens, a bigger alien. It brought in Marines with guns and stuff like that, because you knew in the first
Palisade
one
versus Toyota Highlander.
Look
what Palisade has, and what Highlander.
My God, fucking Letterbox. I'm so sorry. Fucking Letterbox is such a piece of shit. They put an ad in and whatever. He does. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because we're talking about Cameron and aliens and how he basically just did everything. Like I keep repeating saying he did it bigger. But I forgot that fucking stupid shit threw me off. I'm sorry. We're fucked. That's it. It's over. They killed it. They killed the vibe. I hate him. But I don't know. I liked the movie. It just, there was too much of that. The other thing that was kind of distracting for me was that the main actress, the main character, well, there was like there were, I guess I understand like writing and having to like, tug and pull at the audience and stuff, right? But I want smarter characters, because we've seen too many films and we've seen way too many films that people are not smart. They're just dumb fucking characters and they don't know what the fuck to do and they know what's going on. And it's really annoying to watch them just break and just become prey. Which is what like the Spanish chick character. Ultimately, like throughout the whole thing, she was just being fucked over the whole time. The whole time she was just totally stupid, and every situation was like, she's gonna die here, she dies, no, she doesn't die. Okay, she's gonna die here, no, she dies, no, she doesn't really die. Okay, she's gonna be put into this situation, she's gonna die. No, she's gonna almost die, but not really die. But she's kind of dying. She's gonna die. She don't put her into this place that's gonna make it probably more than likely she's gonna die if you put her into that place. And oh look, she dies finally at the end. Nope, she's not dead. Even though she literally gave birth to a giant fucking alien monster thing and there's blood fucking everywhere. She's still there, and her and the fucking alien baby are fucking hanging. Like, the fuck? And the Kaylee Spaini, I think is how you say it. She was good. But honestly, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I'm just going to be like, yo, why didn't you get Jennifer Lawrence for this role? Because you basically got Jennifer Lawrence for the role. That was so distracting. It was so distracting to me that like I kept on thinking I was seeing Jennifer Lawrence, because this girl looks exactly like Jennifer Lawrence, but like a younger version of her. And all I could think about was like, well, how come you just didn't get Jennifer Lawrence for the role? And then I started thinking about that. I'm like, you know what? This film needed that. This film needed a bigger star. If this film would have had a main fucking star, if it would have had, instead of Kaylee Spaini, bro, who was just fine, she was good, she was okay. She was great, whatever, she did her thing. If they would have gotten Jennifer Lawrence and put Jennifer Lawrence in her role instead of someone that looks like Jennifer Lawrence, or if they would have gotten someone, fucking man, there's a lot of big female actresses that I think you could have gotten. And I think they went with total unknowns for the whole fucking cast to save money because it cost a lot of money to do the effects and everything else cost a lot of money. They fucking build a goddamn animatronic shit. They built this alien animatronic thing, okay, for no reason. The alien fucking robot that they built, that's supposedly controlled and it looks like oh shit and it just like stands up and shit. They built that shit. That shit's probably like $3 million, maybe 4 or 5, with today's fucking rate and today's like pay and shit. It's like $4 million easily to make that robot. That's not a $50,000 robot. That's not a $500,000. That's like $1 million robot easily. And it's like, you built that shit for what? Exactly, because everything on that shit looked fucking digital. I'm sure they had a bunch of fucking puppets, real fucking things, and guys in suits, and there was a mix of everything. Which is the way you want to do it, but there's no reason why you needed to fucking have a goddamn animatronic in the goddamn film. Yeah, Cameron did it with puppets. And even the animatronics that they had were just like the face stuff. I think for part 3. Hey, fucking put a costume on a dog. Like, I don't know, that seemed, if that was a lot of money to do, it seemed like a waste because you really didn't see it in the movie. There wasn't a moment where you got to see the thing fucking stand up like that. And like, there was kind of a moment, there were kind of like shots, and then at the end when you had all of them and stuff, and then you had her fucking, shooting and shit. Like that again, that's just like, you're not gonna have a million fucking animatronics. That's just like all guys in suits or all CG and shit, and it's like, I mean, the CG nowadays is really good that you shouldn't have to fucking, it's really good, and there's this movie is dark enough that you really shouldn't have to worry about that. That didn't seem like a pressing issue. I think you could have taken that, with the money that you put in the animatronic, you should have literally put that in fucking getting a star. There should have been a star in this movie. That's what the movie was lacking, because the cast they were okay. They were decent, but they were just, young kids. And there was nobody there. I mean, this was like, it's interesting because online, I'm starting to notice that a lot of people are like, a lot of young people, I'm guessing, no offense, but I'm starting to see how like they're like, I saw Alien Romulus, oh my god, and now I want to see all the movies. And then first of all, I'm like shocked. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how haven't you seen all the movies still? Even being a young person, because being a young person, you probably had to see Alien Prometheus or Covenant, and that was like 7 years ago. So unless you're like a 7-year-old, I mean, someone in there even under 10 years old, I would have thought I'd know what Alien is and shit. Yeah, they're probably gonna air all the movies like crazy now on wherever the fuck you got it. You're gonna have access to it. So it's like, I don't know. I thought that was weird, but no, we're just old. It's not weird. It's that we're just old, and we've reached the point where like all we're old. Nobody likes our shit anymore. But they're gonna learn. And so, people coming out and they're like, oh, I like this movie and stuff like that. So to me, this film is just, again, trying to rehash and trying to be very Force Awakens in that it just tries to remake the first film in its own light, and it's like for modern times or something, while still using the same retro space kind of feel, which is why it was like, oh, this kind of works, because it's just like, it is like a story in its own world. In the world, like its own story in the world of aliens, but I think they harken too much back to like the Nostromos and this happened to this and stuff like that. Like, I don't even think you needed to do that. You didn't need to do that. You could have just kept it. The gag is every Weyland-Yutani place from here on out is always going to be infested with aliens. Because Weyland-Yutani, the minute that they found the fucking alien thing, that's been their goal. Is just to fucking find the aliens. Because in this world, apparently, there are no other species of fucking aliens or monsters or anything like that other than the aliens and humans and the predators. Which is like, let me tell you, with this film and this filmmaking and the success of Prey, I'm not saying do a fucking multiverse shit crossover with Prey and fucking aliens. I'm not saying that. And if you say that, fuck you. What I'm saying is definitely revisit Predator versus Alien. When you're ready. Not yet. We don't have to greenlight this shit tomorrow. We can probably do an Alien sequel. And then maybe if you can do a fucking Predator film that's got the same vibe that this does, which is what scares me, because I think someone's eventually just going to remake, just do another Predator, and it's going to be like another Alien Predator 1 remake, which is not what the world needs. Just do your own thing. Just put another story in the fucking, put another chapter in the book of fucking Predator, which is what this movie tried to do with Aliens. It tried to do another chapter in the book of Aliens. And it was great. And it worked. It's just that it didn't feel like its own as much as it felt like it had a duty to pay homage and to remind people of the other films, because it knows that's how you're going to hook people, you know? Because our audiences now are so fucking beaten and broken that nostalgia is very important to us. It sucks. It's ruined us. You know, audiences to me have been ruined. We've been ruined because we have to be reminded of, like, oh, remember how you felt? Like, we're member berry. We're addicted to member berries. Remember this, remember this, remember this. Oh, doesn't this remind you of this? Doesn't this remind you of that? Remember that? And that's a lot of what this film I felt like. When I see the harken back to and like, oh, let's see, show all the thing and let's remember. I don't really even think about the film or the old thing. I think about member berries. Like, I'm in the middle of Aliens watching this shit, and I'm like, South Park. It makes me think of member berries. And once I think of member berries, that's it. I don't really like, no, I don't want to go forward with this. You know, and they brought me back with the different kind of things and the kind of concepts, and the guy who plays the robot Andy guy, I mean, he's good. He was okay. You know, he was good. Yeah, sure. But again, it wasn't really anything, oh, that blew me away, that it was like, oh wow, there wasn't really a twist. There was nothing I didn't expect. There's nothing that, like, caught me by surprise. The you know what caught me by surprise is I guess the Prometheus thing was tying it into Prometheus. I didn't think they would do that, because I thought I was just watching Aliens, not Prometheus and all this shit. But then they brought in the Prometheus shit, and then I think that was kind of like a fuck up, because it changed. It felt like it changed Aliens. It changed the xenomorph. The Aliens is the xenomorph. Aliens is not this white fucking Slender Man fucking thing that looks just like when you take, like, the when you're building a character on fucking some 3D fucking modeling program, and you just, like, fuck up the fucking height and then shit all over, and it's all like, it's like crazy and shit. Like, that's what it looked like. It was not good. Not good at all. Not good at all. Like, I thought that was terrible. Okay? If there's anything that I'm going to complain about the film, is the look of the fucking, like, you know, the Xeno, whatever, the Xeno Man, I guess. I don't know what the fuck you're going to call it. Like, I didn't dig it. I thought it looked stupid. I thought you should have done it, made it to look like the fucking aliens in Resurrection. The alien in Resurrection, that was like the man alien thing with that. That looked a million times better than whatever the hell you gave me with this shit. I think if you would have done that, people would have been like, oh shit, and then you would have had to watch Alien Resurrection. Like, you could have made it look like the Prometheus guy at first, but then, like, slowly it changes into the fucking Xenomorph. And two birds with one stone. Two birds with one alien. So, you know, there was plenty to like and plenty to hate. That's why it's a good movie, because it's going to get people to talk about it. And it's going to have something for everybody. So there's going to be universal agreement that, like, oh, I liked it. But, you know, some people are going to be like, but. And then some people are like, oh, but. You know. Again, lastly, I'm like, last thing you should do is the next thing you should do is definitely merge the end of Romulus with the end of Alien Isolation. If you've played Alien Isolation and you know how that game ends, and you saw Romulus, you know what I'm talking about. Just merge it. Have these people end up where Alien Isolation ends. And even if the dates are off, who gives a shit? Which I don't think the dates are off, because the dates of this thing is 20 years after Nostromo. So, you know who I'm talking about is at the age where she is in fucking in isolation. So there should be no reason why these people don't link up with her. They don't link up with her. And they don't basically have to do, if you're going to do this fucking remake, rehashing fucking bullshit still, like, just redo Aliens 2. And make it bigger. Make it Aliens Hive. That's what I already know where I want to go. And I don't want to say it, because I don't want to give it away. But like, they should just make it bigger, bro. Aliens, but bigger. Same way that Aliens was bigger Alien, this should be Aliens Romulus, should be Aliens Romulus, but bigger. Paying, like, James Cameron. Like, for this Aliens Romulus, the guy went to go sit down and talk to fucking, and show the film to fucking, to Ridley Scott. Which, from Ridley Scott, you already know Ridley Scott. El viejito, he doesn't want to be an asshole anymore. You know, he's just a nice guy now. He's just trying to do his thing. He's just living his life, bro. You know, doing his movies, and he doesn't care about if people like him or hate him anymore. He's just doing his thing. Because, you know, he said that, he liked it. Oh, that you liked it, and he said that you got a hit here, and all stuff like that. And yeah, he does. Look, it proved it. He's got a hit. But I know for sure, like, you watch that film and you watch the things that he harkens back to, and you're like, you know, that kind of probably made Ridley Scott kind of like, Like, I don't think Ridley Scott was happy with James Cameron's take, for the most part. So, when you remind people that the best line in the entire Aliens kind of fucking shit is "get away from her, you bitch," I'm sure he's like, When you redo the end to basically be like a near shot-for-shot fucking remake of the first movie, I'm pretty sure he's like, But then when you put him in front of a camera to this, and get some words about it, he's going to be like, yeah, it was good, of course, yeah, I hope so. Okay, he wants his check. He wants his movie to do. He makes money off of this shit. He is fucking Alien. So, like, I'm sure he makes money. So I think the next one should be, like, more James Cameron. Instead of sitting down with Ridley Scott, you sit down with James Cameron for the next one. And you gotta bring back the lore, man. If you want to keep fucking harkening back to shit, you just cross it with Alien Isolation. Don't be stupid. Cross it with Alien Isolation. Fuck. I would tell you, remake Alien Isolation. And cross it with the end of Romulus, where you have the people in Romulus end up on Sevastopol. They find the space station finally after traveling through fucking space for a fucking year or whatever, however fucking long it takes. They end up on Sevastopol thinking that like shit's gonna be okay. And instead of they crash into Sevastopol at the same time that this girl crashes onto Sevastopol. And they're like, who the fuck are you? And she's like, I'm looking for my mom's thing, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, who the fuck? Oh, we just came around anyway, fucking aliens. There you go. Movie starts. What else? We're still rocking it. I don't even know how long it is. It's 146. I just 2 topics I've gone through. I'm so sorry. I was gonna get into how talking about determining good directing and good writing, but I'm like, yeah, I'd rather talk about Daredevil Born Again. And how it's just like, oh my god, I just want that shit to come out already, you know. And it's like, it hurts to think that it's not even gonna come out until next year. You know, that really hurts. It really, really, really hurts. And we can't see nothing until next year. So it's like, oh god, eso va a doler. In a recent interview, you know, he talks about teaming up, that he wants to team up with Spider-Man. He hopes to team up with Spider-Man. And I'm like, you know, I know that Marvel has they already have the film that they're going to release for now. And they're not going to, I'm pretty confident they're not going to announce any new films for the rest of the phases. They're just going to focus on what they announced and what they had. They're going to give us Ironheart. They're going to give us the Armor Wars. They're going to give us what's left with Blade. They're going to give us the 2 Secret Avengers movies. They're going to give us, what else was there? You know, we're going to get the Daredevil Born Again. And then we're going to get whatever. You know, whatever's left to get, that's what we're going to get. We're not going to get anything new. We're not going to get anything new until the next fucking saga. Okay? Prepare yourselves, because I got to imagine that this saga is not going to top the last saga. And it has to. And I don't know how the fuck they're going to do it. I don't know how the fuck the Russo brothers are going to make this top the last shit, but they're going to do it. They're going to do it. So I want to ask, like, oh, give us a new thing, make sure you get it in. But I don't think they're going to give us anything. So at that point, it's like, why are you going to even ask for it? But I think they should really start, you know, they're probably more than likely setting up the next saga already. And part of me, you know, I would love to see Charlie Cox and like Daredevil, like be real Daredevil in the next Spider-Man film. And the next Spider-Man film should essentially take up after the end of however Daredevil Born Again ends. Like, that shit should lead into the next Spider-Man movie. It should. And the next Spider-Man movie should be, again, I don't know how much people can take of the same fucking thing over and over again, and how much you can write the same thing over and over again and make it better, but you should be able to. Because you know, one of the greatest Marvel storylines ever is Spider-Man versus Kingpin. And there should be traction. There should be basically a one-track mind with Daredevil and Spider-Man on a collision course where Daredevil Born Again is going to set up Daredevil, and it's going to be basically like a pre-game, kind of like a teaser version of what the Spider-Man film is going to be. Because the Spider-Man film should have Daredevil, it should have John Bernthal and Punisher. Unfortunately, they're going to force, I feel, the stupid Kraven character into the next thing, because that's what Sony is desperately trying to do, is get you to support one of their shitty fucking Marvel films. And man, let me tell you something. If we band together and we say no to Sony and make sure that Kraven movie bombs the same way that fucking Madam Web bombs, I think I can guarantee you, man, the sale of Spider-Man back to fucking Marvel. Because look at what the Borderlands, like I saw somebody on Instagram or TikTok or what, a reel or something, that they were talking about how like Borderlands might end up bankrupting Lionsgate, which is insane to think. But there's a good chance that it might end up fucking over that studio. And I realized, you know what? I know Sony is still okay, but I got to imagine I got to imagine Madam Web put a dent in Sony. And they really weren't expecting that. For as stupid as they are. For as like obvious as it was, they weren't expecting that. So if they put all their baskets in Venom and Kraven, and both of those films fucking bomb, there's no way that they can keep Spider-Man. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I think this is a great opportunity. I'm writing this down. To force basically Sony to give up to give up Spider-Man. If after if we can get that, if Venom and fucking Kraven both bomb, I don't think there's coming back for that. I don't think so. I don't think Sony can come back from that. I think Sony is going to be around, it'll be fine, but I think that's going to be a moment for them to be like, look, we can't keep Spider-Man if the only films that do good as Spider-Man films are the ones that we do with Marvel Studios. And the other ones just keep bombing. We can't keep doing this to ourselves. They've done it way too many times. I think so. I think it might force Sony to sell the rights back to I think so. This is a call. I am officially making a call to all Marvelites. Marvelites assemble. This is an action call. Marvelites. It is time for us to fight for Spider-Man. And the time is now to ensure that the rights of Spider-Man are given back to Marvel Studios. Marvelites, I ask you, I beg you, please stand with me in not going to go see Venom 3 and in not going to see Kraven. And ensuring that those films do bad at the box office so that Sony has to give up the rights of Spider-Man and sells them back to Disney and sells them back to Marvel. So that the next Spider-Man film we get is a pure Marvel Studios endeavor. No interference from Sony. No fucking Sony music fucking coming in and fucking turning it into a music video or some shit like that. Fucking A, man. No montages every fucking like 5 minutes. Like, we get a decent fucking, a real good Spider-Man film, not a Spider-Man film for, like, kids. We get, like, and I don't even mean, give me a Spider-Man film that's dark with, like, blood, and I want it rated R with sex. No, I don't want that. I want a Spider-Man film that feels like I'm watching Winter Soldier, bro. Not a Spider-Man film that I'm like, this is, like, for kids. This is, like, elementary kids. That's why I don't like Sam Raimi, bro, because Sam Raimi's films all are like for elementary kids. He makes films for children. He makes like action films. He makes like Labyrinth. He makes like, they're good films. They're good films. They're good movies. But they're not. They're not for me. He makes them for kids. He makes like, oh, these are scary movies for kids. But as an adult, I'm like, I can see the holes. It's not my thing. I can see the strings. They're not real flying saucers. I'm going to press post. We could do it. We did it to Fox. We could do it to fucking Sony. Go. I'm doing it. On Threads right now. Attention Marvelites. Hearing what Borderlands might do to Lionsgate. I think... Man, I write so horribly. I think... Yeah, why is it... the hell? There you go. Hearing what Borderlands might do to Lionsgate, I think this is a great opportunity to force Sony to give up Spider-Man. After the Madam Web debacle, if we boycott Venom 3 and Kraven and ensure both films bomb, it might force Sony to sell the rights back to Marvel. We did it to Fox, we could do it to Sony. You saw the result with Deadpool Wolverine. Trust me, do not go see Venom 3 or Kraven. Don't do it. Don't do it. You know those films are going to be bad. Trust the heart of the Marvel cards. Believe in it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Time to give that shit up. Fuck it. I'm ready to go to war with Sony. Why the fuck do you care about Sony? I don't want to do Spider-Man. I want to do Spider-Man. I don't want my Spider-Man. But Kraven's gonna be good. Why don't you give Kraven a chance? What about all the people that worked on it? Let me tell you something, bro. It's not my fault that you fucking worked on Kraven, bro. I'm sure you had a great time, right? Good. You got paid for it, right? Good. Enjoy. They already paid you. Get the fuck out of here with that. You're crying and screaming about the people that are like, the main actor, like, I took the residuals. I want to make sure that I'm going to get a piece of the $1 billion that this film is going to make. The fuck? You really thought you were going to go into Kraven, making Kraven, that's going to make $1 billion? You really thought that? The fuck out of here. You're not even get the fuck out of here. You should know better. I'm tired of fucking actors going in there and being like, I've never read the comic. No, that's not my fault. That's not my fault that you didn't do your research and you didn't do your due diligence. Get out of here with that. I'm tired of it. I don't want to give it their money. I want this shit to be done. I'm already 43 years old. I was 43 years old on 16th. August 16th, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, James Cameron. Happy birthday, Madonna. Rip Elvis Presley. I don't want to wait, man. I don't want to wait till I'm 60 years old to get a decent fucking Spider-Man film anymore. No, that's it. That's how long it's going to take. You're talking about 10 years, bro. It's going to be 2020 fucking like 627 when we're going to start the new phase. When we start to get movies from that phase, it's going to be like 2028. You're talking about getting into a saga's 3 phases? By the end of the next saga, bro, I'm going to be pushing 60. Get out of here. Fuck, I don't have much time left, man. I don't have much time for Marvel films. And Marvel films has been the thing The last like 20 years, bro, that have kept me fucking going. Besides my cats and my family. Got no reason. I got nothing else. And I know a lot of you feel that way too. I know that feeling is mutual. I know that's not just me. I know a lot of you like look at the movies and you're like, you know, there are good movies, but the only movie that really gets me out is Marvel movies. Marvel movies are the only things that I really want to go and pay for. And every time it's very rare for you to go out to a movie and see a movie that isn't a Marvel movie and you be like, okay, this was good. Like Alien Romulus, okay, that was good. But still, wasn't a Marvel movie. I think once the hype dies down and once people get down with the excitement, when they look back, they're going to be like, yeah, I should have just gone to see Deadpool Wolverine again. Come on. We're done with it, bro. There's no reason to us to support these fuckers anymore, bro. We gotta cut Sony off, bro. Cut them off. Let's get the universe back together again. That's all I want. That's all I want. Let's get it back together. It's time. It's time. I mean, you get it back together and you don't, you know what? You know why you get it back together? Because you get it back together and you, for sure, bro, you're going to get Daredevil and Spider-Man together. You're going to get Spider-Man, and in the Spider-Man film, you're going to have every... Spider-Man films will become Avenger films. Because right now, a Spider-Man film is on the same level as Avenger films as far as, like, box office, like, fucking popularity. Like, people love Spider-Man, dude. People love Spider-Man more than they love fucking Batman. More than they love... I mean... You're gonna see next year with Superman. If people still love Superman, because there was a time that Superman was just like as big as the Avengers. But now Superman is like, whatever. But Spider-Man? Spider-Man and X-Men, those properties are as big as fucking Avengers themselves. And now Wolverine alone and Deadpool have crossed that marker where it's like, oh, these are like major fucking properties, bro. So if you get Spider-Man into the hands of Marvel Studios, Spider-Man films will become like Avengers films, where like you have cameos from everybody. And it's not about, oh, I'm over this whole cameo thing. Oh, there's too many cameos in films. Fuck you, bro. Like, dude, shut the fuck up and get in line. Because no, get the fuck back to the line and you wait your turn to complain. Because some of us have waited since we were kids to see these characters on screen portrayed amazingly and together. You know, when we first saw fucking the first Spider-Man film, we were like, man, can you imagine if there were more characters besides just Spider-Man and Octo? Can you imagine if Daredevil was running around this motherfucker? In X-Men, we're like wondering, man, where the fuck is all the other people? Imagine you know that they're in this world. Can you imagine if they were there? Dude, now we're getting that. And you're pissed off that like, oh, there's too much cameos, there's too much this crossing, and there's too much this. Dude, that's literally what Marvel is. Marvel is a world filled with superheroes. Marvel Studio should be like The Boys, where The Boys is you have all these guys, all these characters, all these things and stuff like that. That's how Marvel is. And people are like pissed off that you're not crossing and you're having to cross them only in like Avengers film. No. We should be able to cross them in every fucking average. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy, fucking with Thor, the last Thor, Love and Thunder. That was amazing. That's why to me you're full of shit when you say that Love and Thunder was bad. You're full of shit. And you're fucking lying. That movie was so fucking hilarious, bro. That movie was so funny. And like you're really gonna sit there and complain to me that the movie was too funny? That, oh, you wanted something more serious. You wanted to be like fucking what? Like fucking Game of Thrones? You wanted fucking Thor Game of Thrones? Because now you're going to get Thor Game of Thrones because you complained so much about fucking this other thing. Which is bullshit because nobody wants that. Nobody wants to go see Thor and fucking see him fucking kill people and see him fucking, get killed and see him people alone sad and this and make it depressing and make it blah. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants the Greek tragedy anymore, bro. You know why? Because the world is fucking surrounded. You want Greek tragedy? Open a fucking window, bro. Open the fucking window and feel the heat from fucking global warming, man. And that's your fucking Greek tragedy right there. I don't want to fucking see Thor fucking dying and everybody dying and all the fucking characters we love dying. We don't want that. I don't even want to see the villains fucking dying, bro. I want to see villains fucking surviving at the end. Like, you think they die and then they survive and they come back, and that's the whole villain shit. Yes, and another one, you know there's going to be a sequel. Yes. Give it to me again. Give me this ride again. But this whole idea that we got to end it in threes. We got to end it with the trilogy. You got to kill everybody off. That's it. No more fucking Iron Man for the rest of our lives. That's what happens. And now you're pissed off that Downey wants to do fucking Doom? Motherfucker, that guy's bored out of his mind, bro. This guy went into fucking like, you know what? I'm going to try and really be Tony Stark and try and save the world with all the money that I've made and make all this fucking shit. And you know what happened? He realized how fucking utterly boring that shit is. He realized, oh, wait, I don't know any of this shit. All I really just do is just write a check and have other people do it. And then they call me when it's done. So I can go see it, take a photo op. Hey, I'm out of here. Bye. And at that point, he gets bored, man. He was probably bored out of his mind. He's like, you know what? I want to get back into shit, man, because I've done other films. I did this, and I did Oppenheimer, and that was great, and I got an Oscar out of that shit. But damn, you know what, man? Don't come to me and tell me I don't give a fuck if you're gonna be like, well, they're paying him. He's getting like fucking $80 million. Of course, he's getting fucking $80 million. You're not gonna convince him for anything less, and he's not gonna do it for anything less because it hurts. He fucking probably physically hurts his ass to fucking do all that shit. But he still loves it, and he'll still do it if they came to him. And this all happened because Marvel got scared. Strangely enough, Marvel got scared. Marvel got fucking scared. Because they didn't have confidence in the guys who did Loki. They didn't have confidence in the guys who fucking... And this guy, because DeMayo fucking pissed all over fucking Moon Knight, bro. That's why you haven't had Moon Knight in a while, because I'm pretty sure, I think DeMayo had something to do with Moon Knight. He wrote Moon Knight or some shit. So that's why he probably haven't redone it. You haven't gotten a season 2. But let me tell you, there's plenty of people in this fucking these past phases that you can look at and look at the directors and writers and be like, you know what? Here's your shot. You do Avengers. Let's go. But no. They're like, no, we got to make sure that this shit makes money. And like they don't. It felt so stupid and disingenuous because, you know, look at the success of Deadpool Wolverine. And while Deadpool Wolverine is a great script, great story, great everything. The way they did that shit was great. The way they made that fit into the MCU and make it work and everything, great. Even they did the little thing that's like, oh, they're just kind of redoing this, but they still made their own shit and it was great. From that, you should be like, dude, trust these guys, trust these people, trust new talent. But they're like, no way. We know who can come in and do this one because they did it before and they did it the best. We're going with fucking those guys, which doesn't surprise me, man. And from the very beginning, it should have been like, no, you know, the person who gets to the people that get to make the Avengers film are always gonna be the Russo brothers, and that's it. Tell me right now. Tell us right now. From now on to the end of fucking time, Russo brothers make the fucking Avenger films unless there's like a reason. I'll be good with that. Just so we don't have to go through the fucking weeks of like, oh, who's gonna direct this? Oh, nobody knows, blah, 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 wasting time on the script, oh my god, Get out of here with that. We're assembling, Marvelites. You feel it. The rise. You know, you got out of Deadpool Wolverine and you're reborn. Just like fucking Daredevil. Deadpool. Did I say Deadpool Wolverine or did I say Daredevil Wolverine? I don't know what the fuck I said. Check the tape. But that's what you want, man. We want these Spider-Man films where, like, everybody's in it. And the whole thing is with Spider-Man, bro, is like, you don't even fucking bring in people from Marvel. Like, you don't bring in the Marvel. You just bring in all of his people in his movies and have, like, a million fucking people flying around. Fucking A, man. Bring Spider-Man and X-Men, bro. The fuck, man? You know how amazing that would be? I want Spider-Man versus Wolverine, bro. Read that fucking comic, man. Get out of here. Boycott fucking Sony. Don't feel bad about it. I'm sorry, people that worked on that movie. I'm sorry. We're doing this to you. But you should have, like, when they approach you, be like, no, this isn't Marvel. I'm tired of fucking supporting fucking Sony Marvel films because I looked at all the track records and all the movies bomb and they all suck. Sorry. I'd rather be hired directly by Marvel. That's what you gotta say if you're a Marvelite. I tell you, bro. They come to me and Sony tells me, hey, director, right directing the next Spider-Man movie. I'm like, cool, no problem. You got it. And I'm fucking escaping some way underneath the sewer system, crawling my fucking way straight out of fucking, World War II on fucking, Omaha Beach, bro. Through the fucking power, crawling under that shit to get to fucking Marvel, bro. To get to Kevin Feige's fucking desk without anybody seeing me, bro. Just slithering up his fucking, like, in between his legs, like, hey, what's up, bro? And he's like, what the fuck? And be like, hey, they got me to direct and write the next Spider-Man, bro. Whatever you want. Whatever you want me to do, you let me know. And I slither back it, into underneath his desk and disappear. And you're like, what the fuck? But right there and then he knows, I don't like what you do. Do it this way. Okay, whatever. And Sony's gonna be like, oh wow, that's a great idea. Come on. And sometimes we give people, I know people are talented. Because I myself feel like I'm very fucking talented. With all the different fucking shit that I do. Like, I'm dying to get out there, and I know I fucked up in wasting my life being a fucking tax preparer and deciding to help my father with his business instead of just fucking being like, sorry guys, I can't help you with your business. You're going to have to fucking deal with that shit on your own. I'm going to go out to fucking Hollywood. Like, I know I should have done that, but I was like, you know what? I want to help my father, and I know I have a really good building here with the fucking drum and bass scene and with the music scene. So I was like, that's why I stayed in Miami. And it's only now that, like, man, we lucked out with getting this new space and we have this opportunity. So I'm desperately trying to get somebody to help put a project in place in our new studio space so that, oh, boom, we use it just once. And then already people are like, oh, this was used once for a film or for something. And it's like, gotta do it. So I get it. I get that you put in a lot of effort. I get the work. I know the work you put in. I understand how the blood, sweat, and tears to get the film made. Yeah, and the Aaron Taylor Johnson guy, whatever. I'm sorry. Not right now. I just took it. But the guy that plays Kraven, like, I get it, bro. You were Quicksilver. You wanted more. You want it. This is like your thing. I get it, bro. I get it. I'm sorry. This is your thing. Just like I'm sorry that the Madam Web shit was these people thing. But what I learned from the Madam Web thing is, like, that was people's thing, and those people really didn't give a shit about it, bro. So how the fuck do I supposed to think that you all of a sudden gave a shit about your shit because you fucking went to the gym every day? Because you knew you had to have your shirt off the whole fucking time? It's not my fault that they greenlit this fucking movie. It was a bad idea from the beginning. Stop giving villains fucking movies, bro. Before you establish heroes. This is just the Marvel way. It's not about like, oh, I want to change it for films. And so, no, bro, just never forget what Kevin Feige said. There is a plan, and you stick to the plan. There's a plan in place. And once he said that shit, every other studio, Sony, these people should have been like, they've got a plan. Let's just ride the plan, and let's just make sure we're involved in their plan. Instead of deciding your own plan, because that's what eventually happened with Sony, is they're like, we could do this on our own. We learned enough from you. We don't need you anymore, Marvel. Why do you think there hasn't been a Spider-Man 4 announcement or any shit like that, bro? Like, this guy not only is trying to do other movies and establish himself as something more than just a fucking Spider-Man kid, which, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I feel like you really should just start embracing the action star. He needs to make more action films, not less. Tom Holland, make more action films, bro, not less action films. You gotta be the action guy. You gotta be the next Tom Cruise. Not fucking do your fucking artsy films and all that shit, and it's fine, whatever. Get that out of your system. But to be honest with you, man, do your action films, bro. Become the next great Tom fucking Cruise, bro. You got the first name already. You need to be, bro, he needs to be in Mission Impossible. Tom Holland should be in the next Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise, if you're listening, get fucking Tom Holland to be in the next Mission Impossible. He should be the one taking over Ethan Hunt. He should be Ethan Hunt's kid. Like, Ethan Hunt should find out, shit, I had a kid out there. And his name is Tom Holland, and he's Spider-Man. Call him a thief. Say he's a thief, and his nickname is Spider-Man. How funny would that be? Come on, get out of here. It's right there. It writes itself. But you would have already had Spider-Man 4 announced, ready to go, wrapped up in a bow, if Marvel had it all to themselves. Man, you probably have a Spider-Man show. Tom Holland would be on a show that every episode is basically a Spider-Man movie. And like a real Spider-Man movie, not like fucking, Secret Invasion movie. But speaking of, moving on to the next topic, we're not going to talk Secret Invasion. Fuck that shit. We already did enough of that. We are going to talk about is She-Hulk. And the continuing rise of people and voices that I see online of people calling for She-Hulk to return. If there is any fucking show that should come back before the saga ends, before this phase ends, it should be She-Hulk. Like a She-Hulk season 2 should be immediately announced. And by the end of this fucking year, they should, or by fucking 2-3 months, they should literally start filming again. By the end of this year, just start filming again. So that by next year, after Daredevil Born, you release season 2 of She-Hulk. And you're releasing She-Hulk, and we're not talking about fucking 12 episodes of She-Hulk. It is right. It is true. Everybody out there has said the same fucking thing in agreement. She-Hulk needs 25 episodes. She-Hulk should be fucking like Law and Order, man. Like, that's the shit that, like, that's where they fucked up, that they try. I mean, like, and I love the way that they tried to do it, and then she flipped it with the fourth wall and all that shit, and that's great. But really, man, don't worry about that, bro. Just go back, really, to just making every episode like Law and Order. Like, the superhero version of Law and Order. That shit was so great. Whenever it was doing that, where every episode, like the Daredevil episode was the best example, where it was just like, it wasn't that you just had Daredevil in it. Because that was great that it was Charlie Cox and the whole thing. But I could care less if it was Charlie Cox, if it was fucking Iron Fist, if it was fucking Luke Cage, if it was fucking this. It don't fucking matter, bro. It don't fucking matter. What matters is that you get everybody from everywhere. I mean, She-Hulk should have had Jessica Jones on that shit. She should have been like a regular character that she bumps into at the bar. Okay? Fucking, the Iron Fist guy should have been, Finn Jones should have appeared on the fucking show. Like, you should have used, like, all the smaller actors. And that's another thing I've said it before in previous Marvelites Assemble, and it's still bothering me, man. Like, you guys, they're not taking advantage of, like, they don't take advantage of, like, all the smaller little actor roles and all the smaller little Marvel properties. Man, they should be dipping into fucking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like crazy, bro. And this is me just still calling every week. Please do something with the fucking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. actors, bro. Bring me back fucking the guy, Fitz and fucking Jenna. Bring me back all those fucking people. Bring me back fucking Earthquake Girl. Bring me back fucking Coulson. Bring me back all these people. I don't care, but bring me back and just fucking make some shit up, bro. But bring them back and have them in these little spots and all these little properties. That's what fucking She-Hulk would be great for. It's like you have, like, you know, those kind of, like, stars. You know, stars that... Bro, Ming-Na Wen is such a huge fucking star. If you saw that clip of her at the fucking D23 getting fucking inducted into, like, the Hall of Fame or some shit that they have there, bro, the place went insane for her. That even it caught her off guard. You know? And it's like, yo, she's huge, man. She is so huge, bro. She's a huge star. She's got to be integrated into Marvel a lot more and brought back. Just to bring in that fan base, you know? That's a good fan base to kind of feed off of. And if you have her fucking name, bro, Agent May gets caught up in some shit and, you know, she's got to be defended by fucking Jennifer Walters. Without revealing the location of Phil Coulson and that he's still alive. You know, and then go ahead. Just give us the lore and all this shit and give people a reason to go back and watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Don't do that enough. Why not? Where's that at? She-Hulk could be that show where you're constantly... I mean, there has to be... That's the one thing that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that I've repeated before did that was very valuable. Well, it was this boat that constantly moved throughout the oceans of Marvel. And it wasn't like you would just watch the Marvel movie and then simply forget about Marvel existing. It was a continuous ride where you went to the movies to see the shit. You'd go home and you'd watch the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and that would carry you to the next film. And then you get out there and then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would carry you to the next film. There's no reason why you can't do that again. Either with She-Hulk and then take everything that you've gained thus far and bring it into this thing. You move that along. Man, She-Hulk show should have fucking like... They should have had cameos from Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine should have showed up on She-Hulk. Like, bro, there should have been an episode where Deadpool's got to... She-Hulk and Deadpool have the whole fourth wall shit. And there should have been an episode where they kind of like just bump into each other. And it's like, oh, my bad, sorry. And they kind of like... And then they keep on with their respective shit. But that should have happened. Or they should have been... She-Hulk should have been running right now so that you could have had Deadpool Wolverine show up in an episode. Just show up in the episode running through that shit and you're like, what the fuck's going on? Like, nothing... It doesn't have... I mean, if you could have had it where they had an episode and they were involved in it and all this crazy shit in action, you could have done that, sure. If you wanted to. But you could have just done something like, She-Hulk is on their own episode of the thing and has nothing to do with the fucking Deadpool Wolverine, but a portal opens and Deadpool and Wolverine are there fighting other Deadpools and they fucking go to another portal and they all disappear. And it's like, what the fuck? And just something like that. And we would have loved it. We would have been like, oh my God, that was amazing. That was a ball drop. For me, at least. And come on. So that's where I go back and I say I think Marvel's got scared. And something happened to Marvel that they're just, And that's the investors, we're losing. Get out of here, bro. How much money do you need, bro? You're a $1 trillion company, bro. There's no way you're going to run out of money, bro. You're $1 trillion. Once you pass $1 trillion, bro, you're never going to run out of money. You're never going to run out of money, bro. You're never going to run out of money. That's insane, dude. Like, you can't. And these guys are $1 trillion, right? They're never going to run out of money. And they still don't give back as if they're never going to run out of money. They're still trying to fight people who are like, yo, you killed my husband in a fucking restaurant because he told you he was allergic to this shit and you still didn't fucking do anything about it and he ate the shit and died. And you don't want to give up money for that? You don't even want to pay for the funeral? I mean, that's what causes us to be skeptical about the whole DeMayo shit, bro. DeMayo shit. That like, it's like, yo, we saw you do this. We've seen you being like that. Like, why wouldn't we think you're fully capable of lying about all this shit? Like, can you imagine if, like, the nude photos are, like, Christmas cards that he gives out every year to people? Or some shit like that, and it's, like, him dressed in the fucking, like, that same fucking picture of the Cyclops shit. Like, that's the image. Like, that's the naked picture they're talking about. Can you imagine if that's what it is? I mean, I don't think so. I'm sure when they say naked pictures, they're talking about naked pictures. But we know people are stupid. They're doing the thing with the fucking restaurant. So can you imagine if that turns out there? It's like, oh no, it's just like it's fucking that. It's that image that he said. Yeah, that's the naked pictures. It's like just him, different drawings of him like that as beast people. Like, heaven forbid that's it, bro. Because Jesus fucking Christ. I don't think so. I'm sure it's naked pictures. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's his selfies of him with his fucking dick out, sitting in bed like, hey, here you go. I'm fucking like a fucking, like live nude art or some shit. Here, draw me like I'm one of your French girls or some shit, Sorry, it took a minute for that to come out because I was just like, oh, God. But for real, it's not going to be like, oh, the drawings that we saw of him in Cyclops. Like, is that what Disney's calling nude pictures? What the fuck? It's worrisome. And it's worrisome because then you hear things like, they're not going to do Eternals. Eternals 2 is dead. Which, that's stupid. I'm not saying that, you know, saying it, you know, I'm not saying that deciding to, that's it, bury Eternals is stupid. If they buried Eternals, they buried Eternals. That's it. But I don't think they did. Because you can't say that. You can't say Eternals 2 is dead when Eternals 1 exists. You can say Eternals 2 is postponed indefinitely. For now, that's not really a priority. And it's up to fans to make enough noise to convince Marvel to make another Eternals. Like, you want another Eternals? We'll watch Eternals tonight on Disney Plus nonstop for the whole week, you know, for a whole month, as long as it takes, every day. Nonstop. Run that movie nonstop. If you want Eternals 2, go on Disney Plus and play Eternals 2. Play Eternals. And just leave it running. And just watch that shit over and over and over and over again. Everybody, every household. If everybody does that shit, and the next morning, next week, they wake up and they're like, yo, Eternals is like the #1 fucking movie on Disney Plus, and it's been like that for like 3 weeks, man. What the fuck's going on? Maybe you'll convince Marvel to re-release Eternals in theaters just to fucking, hey, we're 10, you know, 5-year anniversary, we just want to do it. And then if people go to see that shit, then they'll be like, okay, we're going to do Eternals 2. Maybe they won't even have to release it again and you go see it again. Maybe just, you know, see from all the people streaming it that, hey, there's some desire for it. Maybe we do something with Eternals. Maybe Eternals works as a show. Which, let me tell you something, Eternals works as a show, not as a fucking movie. Not as a movie. Eternals felt too much like Game of Thrones. And to be like a movie, it just felt like too much. Cut it down to 30-minute episodes each. People are devouring that shit. Can you imagine if Eternals was a show? That's the problem now. Which of these properties are shows and which of these properties are now movies? I'm like, personally, I want more shows. I want more shows that have the budgets of the films. Because when you get the shows, man, you get more than the movie. You get more in depth than the movie. The movie is always cut down. The movie is only 120 minutes. The movie is only fucking 2 hours, 2.5 hours, the most. 3 hours? You're gonna have somebody out there for 3 fucking hours sitting in a seat? No. It's different sitting in a theater for 3 fucking hours than sitting at my home for 3 hours. To anybody that's like, oh, well, you sit at your house, so why don't you do it at there? Because my bathroom is like right there. My snacks are free at my house. I can smoke weed in the comfort of my home. Can't do any of that at a movie theater. It costs money at a movie theater, like twice as much, man. I mean, like, tickets are $30, bro, for just IMAX. And you have to go see IMAX because if you don't go to IMAX, the screen is like basically just watching it at home. Popcorn, $30. It's just popcorn and a drink. That's it. So $60 right there. Hello. No. 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 Some of these properties when they don't fail, it's because Secret Invasion, that should not have been a show. That should have been a movie. Secret Invasion should have been a movie. Not a show. It's too long. It's too far. Secret Invasion should have been 2 hours. Should have been a fucking movie. If that was a 2-hour movie, bro, Secret Invasion would have fucking killed. Cut Secret Invasion down to 2 hours. Give me a fucking director's cut of Secret Invasion, a feature cut of Secret Invasion. And I guarantee you that shit will kill. Cut Secret Invasion down to a fucking movie. And I bet you that shit will kill. I bet you it kills. Eternals should have been a show. Eternals 2 should come back, but as a show. It's too much. It's just too much to take in. There's too much going on. It's too much detail. It's too much to know. To all fit that into it. bro, that ending scene of Eternals still blows me the fuck away. So make it a show. You want box office numbers? Make it a show and release the first 2 hours of the show. Just release that in theaters with it to be continued. With like at the end, you can find out what happens next on Eternals, the show, premiering this place. Piss everybody the fuck off. What the fuck? That's what it should be, bro. Because when you read when you read the comics, what happens at the end of the comics? Tune in next time for the continuing adventure of the cliffhanger. Every comic has a cliffhanger, man. And every comic has a cliffhanger that tells you not to read the story in the next issue of that series. No, go to this other series where the story continues. It has like, you're reading Spider-Man, it's like, oh yeah, and then go to this fucking X-Men story to read it's like that. It's like, what the fuck? I don't even fucking read X-Men. Now I gotta go see it there? That's what this should be doing. That's what should be going on. They shouldn't be making less shows and less movies. They should be making more. It's not like they have losses, man. It's not like they have fucking losses. It's just they just don't make the same amount of money. And it's just gross how and that's because we're a capitalistic society driven by mass media. That it's made it like, oh, the goal is to make $1 billion with a film. If your film doesn't if it's a superhero film and it doesn't make $1 billion and it's not successful. And it's like, come on, man, we can't do this, bro. We can't be like that. We cannot be like that. Cannot be like that. We have to be able to see like the success in something that's successful because it was made and it made a little bit of money. Not necessarily because it broke the #1 record. Like every film does not have to break the box office record. Every film can just make money. And I feel like that's not happening. It feels like there's every film has to break. If the next film isn't #1, it's a failure. I don't think that's right. The way that we have made, like, you have to make all your fucking money in the first 2 weeks of the film's release now. Before, you had a whole year. Before, films were, like, in the movie theaters for, like, months. Months. Now, man, you're lucky if you get a month. You're lucky if your film lasts a month in theaters now, let alone a week. Because you know Borderlands is going to get pulled. When The Crow does better than Borderlands, it's going to get pulled. Which is next week. And that means that Borderlands, this is the second week of Borderlands. So, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? I was going to do top 10 back issues to purchase. But I didn't have time to kind of get into that, and I realized, I wrote that, and, like, I didn't even fucking look it up and shit, and that takes a lot of time, dude. So I'm just gonna make a mental note of that, so the next time we do Marvelites Assemble, by then I would have kind of assembled the new comic watch, because that's basically what I have to do. I just do a new comic watch and see what's going on out there. And the last thing that I had was threads and top thread topics, and I'm just like, why the fuck am I gonna want to talk about? I just talked about all that shit. These were the top thread topics for everything I talked about. So we'll leave it at that. And 2:36. It's a good time. I think it's a good time. I really don't want to go too much longer because it's always a pain in the ass to have to edit this shit when it's like 2.5 hours long. When I crack 3 hours, bro. I mean, I could crack 3 hours easy, bro. No problem. You can go a little bit longer if you want, but like, I just don't want to be rambling like a rambling fool. I was already a rambling fool, so we're gonna end this rambling right now. We had a good Marvelites assemble. I think there's a lot that we got through, and a lot that I spout out there, and I'm sure there's enough for you to yell and kick and scream about. My last thoughts are just, I don't know, man. I hope this thing clears up with this guy. Like, it's always a dark cloud to have over it. It's just like, just get it over with. Rip the fucking Band-Aid off and take care of that shit. And either stay or go. And shut the fuck up if you go. And shut the fuck up if you stay. I don't know. Just fucking do something. Again, a reminder, people. Don't be supporting this Craven Venom shit. I'm talking about the films that, they pull the films out of the thing. No, fuck it. I know we love Tom Hardy. We love him a lot. I'm sure you're fans of the Quicksilver guy. No. No. No more. No more, bro. Not again, man. I'm not giving my money anymore to Sony, bro. I'm not doing it. My money is precious. I don't have a lot of money. I can only go to a certain amount of films a year. I'm done. I'm not going to get tricked. No. You're not going to trick me. You've tricked me so many times before. Don't let them trick you, bro. They're trying to take your money. They're not trying to, like, give you something, a product that you're... No, they're just trying to steal. They're trying to trick you because you'll never ask for a refund for a film. Don't reward them for bad work. Don't tell me that, oh, how do you know the movie's bad without fucking going to go see the movie? Did you see Borderlands? No. Do you know it's bad? Yes. Now that you know it's bad, you're going to still go see it? Thank you. Come on, man. Don't give me this. We know, bro. We know. There's ways to find out and know. And even if Craven or Venom was a fucking Oscar-winning goddamn film, I don't give a shit, bro. It's not Marvel. Marvel gets my money. Even if it's owned by Disney. I know, baby. She's already like, you already said it's already time to eat. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Okay. All right. So here we are. Marvelites assembled. Let's go through the QR codes real quick. Hit me up at the PayPal. Hit me up at the Cashapp. Support. Donate anything that you can. I would really appreciate it. Also include your name in the memo. All donations go toward the making of my independent animated pilot. Donate and your name will go in the film credits and as a producer, and you'll also get listed in the IMDb if first come first serve. Check out my book Full Moon Nights, available on Amazon and on Barnes & Noble for the hardcover. Look out for my upcoming second novel based on my third script, Hell in Heels. That should be coming out at some point, man, and I'm really excited about that book. I really am. That's why I'm trying to find a publisher for it, because I'm very proud of it. But in the meantime, check out my first book, Full Moon Nights, a chronicle of the Miami rave scene in the early 2000s. Basically, me going out to this rave party and doing crazy shit with my friends. Check out my comic shop, octotaco.com, where you can get key issues from Golden Era up until the Millennium Era. Check out the X-Men comics that I have for sale there. I'm gonna put more stuff up. I'm gonna put up the Deadpool baby probably today. I gotta put that shit up. And check out my TeePublic with all my t-shirts and all my original designs. Again, I gotta put up more t-shirts today. Also check out my El Topo playlist on YouTube, which has all my music dating back to 1999, my entire catalog up until last year, with my latest release, The Reflection Binds You from Seeing the Truth. You can also, I know I'm almost done, baby. You can also check out my music and buy my music directly on Bandcamp, which is what I prefer. That's a preferred place, is go to Bandcamp and buy all my music, and then listen to my music on Spotify. I'm almost done. And then lastly, check out the Streamlabs for women's apparel and awesome Studio Mogura apparel there too. And we're done. I don't know when the next one will be. You know how these things are. They just kind of happen. You know, I'm not really too. I'm not trying to like. I'm just making sure that at least once a week I get a Marvelites assemble. If you get me twice a week, congratulations. If you get me less, I'm sorry. Oh, see, they're queuing us out. Telling us to go home. Sorry. Fucking superheroes are coming in to save the day. So that was it. Here on this adventure of Marvelites Assemble. I am Studio Mogura, Studio MOGURA. Catch me next time. And look out for This Jet's Life. Maybe I'll do that at some point. I don't know. Check me out when I'm playing PlanetSide 2, man. Whenever you see me streaming PlanetSide 2, man, hop aboard, bro, because that is a ride. If you want something, an alternative to Helldivers 2, an alternative to Call of Duty, something better, something just more community-based, something more like, oh, I feel like I'm actually in battle with a big crew, do some PlanetSide. You know what? I'm gonna do some fucking PlanetSide right now. So after this stream, PlanetSide all up in your face after I feed the cats.